Hello, welcome to Power Play, and happy Valentine's Day to those who celebrate. I don't know if it's one of those. Okay, but yeah, I'm Rick Budd, your game master, and with me as always is Caitlin Bruder, who plays Benny Beckett over there, and B Zelda, who is Ulez Gali, and Omar Najam, who is Vion Vigor. And Sam Belev, our Dr. Caden Cadrax D'Aldo. And hi, everybody. And wow, we are here for Game 5. I guess the midpoint really of our season. This one has kind of flown by, so let's see how this one goes. So first, as always, special thanks to Jake and Lauren and our mods and everyone at QueueTimes who helps us by do what we do by doing what they do. Y'all are wonderful, and we love you. And your subs and your bits help support QueueTimes and keep this platform open for us. And your donations to the tip jar go to the wonderful people that you see on screen. We call that our Feed the Cast Fund. And to that end, as always, we have our awards. Here's how they work. At $50, the team gets a point of community determination. Right now, there's 4 points in the community bank, but that can go away in 2 seconds once an action scene happens. So that is, still really valuable. And if we get to $150, the team in game has a mysterious benefactor who sends them gifts. Who they do not know who this is. We know outside the game that is you, the chat. And this week you can provide the team with a police band radio for their van. You can listen in on the cops and figure out what they're doing and who they're after. And that could come in handy. Who knows when? And already you have gotten the team a single-use rear tack dispenser for their van, a voice stress analyzer that adds +1 to intelligence when being used to detect lies, and a single-use nitrous oxide injection system for the van, which brings the speed from 3 to 5, which is like helicopter speed in this game. So that is one hell of a nitrous system. And if we get to $250, as usual, we have our After Credits lore drop, which is a revealing glimpse of some important but previously unseen part of our story or universe. And we got a cool one for today, which I'm excited to hopefully get on the record. You can always see these tiers in chat by hitting the command unlocks. I think I said this last week, but because of my weird home setup, I cannot see the names of the people who are donating. So if I don't shout out in particular, it's not because I don't appreciate it. We love you all. And I wish I can call you all out by name, but I am very technologically limited over here. I have hair in my mouth, and you can, if you can't help us out this way, you can help us out by liking and commenting on our YouTube videos or sharing tweets that promote the show and stuff like that. And for a limited time, you can get Power Play merchandise. We have T-shirts and stickers with Caitlin's wonderful official character art on it, and our logo from our friend Hector Lowe on there. And you can get those at the QueueTime. Yep, there's one of those stickers. Yep, there's more of those stickers, and you can get those at the QueueTimes Teespring store. Jake will pump that link into the chat for you some point. And of course, as always, I want to thank everyone for the fan art and the live tweets and the readings. And I mean, oh my God, y'all are just kind of melting our hearts over here. Somebody, our friend librarian Liz did a reading of the first chapter of Vion's novel, which you can get. By the way, if you want to read Vion's novel, it is available in the Power Play room of the QueueTimes Discord. Jake will put that link in chat too. He's going to add a new chapter to that every Monday, so there's actually a reason to look forward to Mondays now, if you can believe that. And the book is really, really good. It's like. Yeah. Oh my God. I don't mean to damn you with same praise by being so surprised at how good it is, but it's like, you kind of expect it to be like a goofy or funny, because Omar's all about the comedy, but it's like, man, he brings real feels in this thing. So yeah, check out the book. The game we play is called Icons. It's published by Ad Infinitum, and it was created by a cool dude named Steve Kenson. You can check him out on Twitter at @skenson. And the book edition's published by Green Ronin. They have been sold out for a long time, but you can still get it as a PDF. Follow the show at Power Play RPG on Twitter and Instagram. Power Play is now available as a podcast wherever fine pods are casted, if you are podcast inclined or somebody who is. And I think that's it. That's the announcements. Time for Power Play. Welcome back. So, previously on Power Play, the team last week was pulled in different directions when Vion had a run-in with his estranged sister Amira, and Benny was called into work to help investigate a weird cultish organization called the Enlightenists. Cadrax had a blowout with Sonny, the hot-headed son of their mentor Sonnevel, and Ulez took Tulez to the Port Ruby Arboretum, but while at the Arboretum, Tulez wandered off, and the whole team had to assemble to find them. They located Tulez just outside the park as they were wandering into traffic with a bunch of confused pedestrians, and the team managed to save everyone, but in the process, Benny accidentally lit up in flames in front of the whole street. Tulez was safe for a moment, but then before they could rejoin the group, they were snatched up by two figures in green robes who teleported onto the scene and disappeared, taking Tulez with them. And that is where we are going to pick up. Benny Beckett.
Oh, no.
After you exploded in flames, you took off into the crowd and ran from the park. Where did you go?
I don't think she was thinking about that. I think she just ran for a couple of blocks, just like as fast as she could to get away. That was scary and not good and unintentional, and that's the most crowded place she's ever been on fire. And so she's running very fast and very far away, and probably after a couple of blocks, she'll realize she doesn't know where she's going, and she'll just like stop and like pull into like an alleyway or something and just like catch her breath with her hands on her knees for a second.
Okay, yeah, and you are cooling off in that alley.
She is, though, going to, like, very out of breath. She's going to take out the business card in her pocket and give Mr. Lewis Patton a phone call real quick.
Sure. You pull out your phone. The phone rings and rings a couple of times, and then Lewis, Chief of Security. How can I help you?
Hi, Mr. Patton. Thank you so much for your help. Sorry, my name's Benny from earlier. We found our missing child. Thank you so much for your help.
Yeah. No. First, Mr. Patton is my father. Please, it's Lewis. And so you found your child, huh?
Yeah, just wandered outside the park. Had to run after them.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
Yeah. Don't forget to visit the Port Ruby Arboretum again.
We definitely will. Thank you. Bye. I'm just gonna hang up.
Yeah, and
then just sit on the ground for a little bit, or find a bench or something.
Yeah, and Lewis will go deal with the police who he called. And,
he called them anyways.
Well, it's been more than 10 minutes, I would say.
Whoops.
But
that's all right.
He'll deal with that now that you have let him know that there's no more missing kid. So back over to the street outside Greenacre Park, we find Cadrax and Vion and Ulez, and you just saw Tulez snatched up by those monks those guys, figures in green robes. And the crowd is kind of, there's like a hushed kind of, mumbling as everybody's sort of talking about all those people almost getting hit by cars and the woman who burst into flames. And what are the three of you doing?
Panicking. I think Ulez, like, after attending to Cadrax, they're just like spinning around, like, but where? How? No, they must be around. Ulez Galley, and just like a parent who has lost their child, just like erratically spinning in circles, just like pushing through the crowd, like trying to understand, like, why would those figures take Ulez?
Okay, Vion?
I'm going to turn to my sister and say, okay, just wait here 1 second. And I'm going to run over to Ulez and run over to the dock. Are you all right? Are both of you okay?
The doc is not well, but I don't understand.
Dialta, what's wrong? You all right?
Can I do a self-diagnostic?
Sure.
All right. I mean, a soft tissue injury doesn't feel like a dislocation, doesn't feel like a broken bone. I can visually observe whether or not it's a compound fracture, for instance. I am having these experiences, but if you have medical knowledge, you can often do a little bit of self-diagnosis from the quality of pain and so on. And that is the best way to adequately answer Vion's question.
So you explained that whole self-diagnosis to him?
No, I'm asking you, Rick.
They want to roll to see what's up.
I want to roll to see what's wrong with me.
Oh,
Whether I
okay,
have a sprain or a broken leg
Can you
or
roll
something.
to see what's up?
Yeah, okay. You roll for the success of your self-diagnosis. No, I was going to let you just, do it as a doctor, but nope, this is better. I like it.
Cool. Let's see. That's 10.
Okay, so we're going to call that a moderate success. So that succeeds. So your self-diagnosis will be accurate enough, not like hyper accurate. So if you guess that you have like strain, it's probably something like that. If you guess that it's broken, it's probably something like that. What do you think it is?
What went wrong when the car hit me?
Oh, it just kind of skid and just barely stopped as it kind of hit the side of your legs as you were shielding those kids. Very lucky there, by the way. My roll was a little bit better and there would be, splat Cadrax right now.
Yes, Cadrax jelly.
Cadrax jelly, yes.
Oh, that sounds like a terrible Jojo Mart brand or something.
I would buy it.
Let's keep going forward on that one.
Based on the skid, I would say it's not the car that hurt me. It's the fall. It seems like a soft tissue, probably an artifact of joint hyperextension. That treatment for that typically requires rest, ice, compression, and elevation.
Right, so
apply some non-steroidal anti-inflammatories.
Cool.
Observe.
Until you get a chance to do that and it takes effect, we're going to say you have the quality of bad knee, which, if you try and run, if you try and kick, might come into play.
Noted. I will not attempt foolish bipedalism. So that is to say, I'll respond to, and I have a temporary mild to moderate injury. I'm capable of movement enough to address the present situation at hand.
Okay, well, we should probably get out of here, considering, we kind of just did a lot.
We need to find Benny.
Yeah. So let's do that. Why don't we get away from this arena of activity, like get around the corner or something, then just call Benny up.
We don't observe anyone else injured. I was the only one who got hit by anything? Because I do have medical obligation as someone on scene.
Yeah, no, you didn't see anybody else get injured. If you look around, basically it's like there's a crowd. It is starting to peter out, as, the excitement has died down a little bit. But there were certainly, you can see that there are people who got like their phones in the air, who were like videotaping the almost accident, and, there were witnesses.
Right. Yes, we should go.
Okay, I'd like to call over my sister to help, so we can kind of support the doc as we kind of make our way out. I'd also, sorry, go ahead.
This. Yeah, and Amira just like slides her hand, her arm, kind of beneath Cadrax's arm, and tries to kind of help her move.
Thanks, sis.
She tries to help them move.
I would like to play I would like to play the quality of the environment, which is the fact that it's kind of chaotic right now. And for us to just get away and just be like, did you see that? Did you? And kind of just say that out loud as we kind of amble away. So to speak.
Confuses Ulez a lot. Yes, I did. We were just there. Did I see what?
The interesting thing that happened to other people.
there was a lot that happened to others, but also, are we locating our friends?
We are, especially after this strange thing that we just saw. And kind of we make our way past like the bodega.
Yeah, that costs you a point of determination, but with the quality of chaotic in the environment, you kind of slip away and nobody kind of really pays any special attention to you anymore. It's like there's just too much going on for anyone to notice.
Okay.
I will take the flower at the bodega, the one that Tules had grabbed, not paying for it. And I'm just gonna like wrap it in my arms, like while we're kind of like navigating that chaos.
Okay,
And
yeah.
I'll if I see this, I'd like to just drop like a couple cents from my pocket into the bucket of water. I don't know if they'll ever see that, but it's a transaction enough for me.
Yeah, you can drop a couple of cents in, and we'll say that based on you spending the determination for chaotic, that all of this goes unnoticed by anybody, even the people working at the bodega.
Okay, the second that we kind of clear that corner, I would like to turn to Ulez. Just so you know, Ulez, I was sort of I was playing. I wasn't lying, but I was playing pretend so that people wouldn't pay attention to us.
I kind of understand. I have a difficulty determining when you are not being entirely honest versus when you are.
We should come up with like a signal where I can kind of indicate that to you. Like sometimes we wink to each other where I close like one eye. I can also give you like a thumbs up.
Okay. I think thumbs up would be good.
Okay, great. Whenever I give you a thumbs up specifically, that means I'm acting. I'm playing pretend.
Acting, playing pretend. Understood. Also, this begonia reminds me of Tules. I would like to return it to your home.
Okay, sure. Yeah, let's call Benny and maybe see if we can all reconvene there, barring the doc's revival. Do you need what can we get you? Can you heal at my place or?
Yes, human tissue can engage in self-repair decently. It's one of the finer traits, honestly.
Yeah. All right. I'll pull up my phone and call Benny.
Sure. Benny, your phone starts ringing.
So I think Benny has found like a bench or something and is just like staring out into nothing. And it probably takes a couple of rings before she's like, oh, hello, hi, hello.
Hey Benny, you're on speaker. This is us. This is all of us.
Hey, is everybody okay? Sorry, I did run away very quickly. Are you guys good?
We are not. We are missing Tules.
What?
They were captured by the same individuals that took Curtis Haber.
Bunny just like slide. You know when you slide down in a chair, so like her back is on the seat, and she's like, "Oh, well, that's a whole nother problem. Did we drive to the park? I don't remember where the car is. I
think you all took subways.
Okay. Have you left? Are we good to? What's happening?
We're heading back to my place.
Okay. That sounds good. I will do that too.
Okay. We'll see you there.
Okay.
So the three of you and Amira get on the subway.
Excuse me. Amira is her name?
Yes, and you're Caden, right?
Yes. I did this on the way here, but I'm afraid with my current injury I'm not able to. Could you please hold this bag?
And she looks down and says, oh, who's a cute puppy? Oh, who's a puppy? You're a puppy. Yes, you are. And she takes the bag. Of course I will. I'm never going to let you go. Never.
It would not be advised to abduct a dog.
Well, no, I mean, I wasn't good. I won't do that.
I'm glad to hear. They're a good dog.
Such a good dog. Who's a good dog? You're a good dog. Anything else you want to talk about on the subway or do on the subway ride home?
Ulez might poke Cadrax's knee. Just out of curiosity, is your kneecap supposed to be in that direction?
No, that is an artifact of the fluid buildup within the joint itself, which is due to swelling.
If I compare the two, this one is much wider than the other one. And a gentle poke again.
Typically indicative of injury. One of the other things that you will note is the redness. So each time as you poke and cause me pain, you'll observe a blanching on the skin. It is a decent way to confirm one's perception of redness around the joint.
This is very, very fascinating. Once we return to Vion's, might I would like to see if I can heal you better.
That is a very generous offer. I would gladly accept.
Okay, and then one more gentle poke at the kneecap.
Ow.
And it takes a good 45 minutes for that subway ride. And you come out in the station in Fort Trumbull by where Vion is. And I'll say, Amira helps Caden up the stairs and carries the dog. And the three of you make it up. And Vion, you're the last one out of the station. And as you are just about to head up the stairs, you hear a voice from someone standing, leaning against the wall who goes, "Howdy, partner."
I stop. Is everyone kind of a few steps away?
Yeah, they're all heading up the steps by now.
I turn to the person.
And there, leaning against the wall, cowboy hat pulled way down, is your sheriff. And he looks over at you and he's like, "See, Vion? Told you you're not her brother anymore. Completely different person." That's what she said, right?
Yeah, jury's still kind of out about that, Sheriff.
I think making you take that oath to kindness is already paying dividends. But the true reckoning, see, that's still to come. See, Vion, the whole world is about to change. And it's in the wake of real change that our kindness is tested the most. So, you be ready, partner.
All right, Sheriff, I will. Thank you.
And he tips his hat at you, and then he turns and walks down the platform, disappearing into the crowd.
All right, good to know. Good to know. And then I follow and catch up with my friends.
Yeah, and let's put you inside Vion's apartment now. Y'all made it back, and we'll say Benny has met up there. And what do you think you're doing in the apartment?
How's Benny looking?
Vaguely dissociative.
Oh, wow, we've unlocked the first tier, it looks like. Thank you so much, everybody. So you've got 5 points of community determination. And if we get
4 now, because we spent 1 for chaotic.
Oh,
that was
I spent
like a
that
group
from
benefit.
Okay, that makes sense. So I'll give Omar back his.
Yeah, Omar shouldn't have to spend it when
We'll
you did
make
it for
that
all of us,
down
buddy.
to 4.
I'm burning it. Don't even worry about that.
Send it to do awesome Vion things.
Yeah, thank you so much, everybody. And if we get to $150, the team gets their police band radio, where they can eavesdrop on the cops.
No one tell them this is also available in app form. No one tell them.
Yeah, don't say that.
Well, this is like a powerful professional one that has special cool stuff.
Yes.
That I will think
I
of
mean,
later.
we don't know what bands we can't listen to on the app now, do we?
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Sam.
I imperil and then also.
Yeah, thank you for getting me into trouble there and getting me out of it. So yeah, Benny.
Yeah, no, I think she's just like on the edge of the couch with like her bag in her lap, and she's just kind of been staring at the wall probably since she got there.
Benny, would you care for any coffee?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I
That'd be
also got,
cool.
some tea if that's a little bit more calming or something.
Maybe that one. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, coming right up.
Yeah.
Ulez, you want to see you want to check out this tea?
Oh, yes, but first, let me pass this flower to, and I'm gonna pass the begonia. I think it's like a pink one, maybe like with some white on it. I don't actually know what those flowers are.
Scarlet begonia? Oh, sorry.
It's a reference I don't get.
Oh, sorry.
And
Song.
this is the last thing that Tule's touched. May I put this in your care for now?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll find just like a mason jar or something and put some water in it.
Yeah, and that begonia is there now. Put it wherever windowsill or wherever you put it.
All right, let's make some tea. Amir, you want to make some tea? And I'm gonna assume.
Looks like she does not.
Then I'll like kind of give like a more insistent like, Amir, you want some tea?
I'm not really feeling very hungry right now. I have a few questions actually about your friend exploding in fire and now not being burned, and your other friend.
I believe that is the circumstance that your brother is attempting to avoid while we deal with the emotions said friend might experience, and was circumlocuting in order to find a mechanism to ask you to leave this room.
That is so, that is such what a way to put it. You know what? I'm fresh. I'm fresh out of tea. Actually, it looks like. Why don't the three of us head down to the shop around the corner and go just grab some? It's a really good tea shop. And
you know what? I will go and get tea and maybe come back and maybe call you later. And she kind of sort of backs towards the door and looks over at Kadrax. Is like, and I appreciate your directness, by the way. I really respect that. And
why are you trying to not come back if the object is to bring tea?
Will you bring me some herbal tea? I have read that on a package.
I'll see what I can find. And she grabs her coat and heads out the door, closing it behind her.
I feel like I've missed something.
You got my sister to do a task. That is incredible. I will at this point reveal that I did have tea, and I will start making Benny some tea.
All right. Yeah, you're cooking the tea. Is there anything you want to talk about here, or because we can just say, Kadrax, you go to work on your leg and start, working to fix it.
Kadrax was gonna. I mean, since Kadrax was not included in the yoinking of people from the room, was going to probably. If Benny, I think, is like on a couch, just kind of like having a feeling. So Kadrax will be sitting probably on same couch with their leg up. Conveniently, both those tasks need to happen simultaneously and in a co-located fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and while you are sitting there, Benny, your phone starts to vibrate. Unknown number.
Unknown number? I think she's staring at it and then will like point it towards Kadrax so that they can see, and I'm gonna answer this on speakerphone, I think. And given recent happenings, so yeah, Benny's gonna answer it and put it on speaker. Hello?
Hey, Benny. This is Steve. We talked at the diner last night where I respectfully asked you to keep a low profile. Remember?
We greet you, Steve. I'm just Ulez will shout that from the kitchen where they're watching the water boil.
Greeting you right back there, Ulez. So funny thing, I just got a tip off from my people that a woman who fits your description pretty much to a T. Burst into flames in the middle of an avenue right by Greenacre Park. Just an hour ago. That wouldn't happen to have been you, would it?
You see, Steve, the thing is, I don't always have a say when that happens, so if you're about to scold me, I promise whatever you say cannot possibly make me feel worse than I'm already feeling. So, what? Spit it out. What do I need to come in? I don't... What is the point of this phone call?
No, we don't do scoldings. Like I said, our job is to protect you. And, even if you make that a little difficult on us, we're just going to have to get creative. So where are you now exactly?
You don't already know? Can't you, track us or something? Aren't you, government?
I could probably find out if I had to, but it'd probably be easier if you just told me.
Yeah, we're... She's gonna mute it for a second and lean her head back on the couch and Vion, can I tell him we're here?
Why don't we say that we're at a public space and then just meet there?
Is there she'll say the name of the deli downstairs, or if there's on the same street, if there's a restaurant.
Sure. We'll say the Doran Park Cafe, which is right by that park where you saw Curtis Haber first inducted, which is right by Vion's apartment, is right there, by where you are.
Yeah, so she'll turn back, unmute and say, yeah, Doran Park Cafe.
Great. I am on my way right now. And he hangs up.
Is he offering to buy us more salad?
Oh, you know what? We could probably make that happen.
That would be nice. Although it just makes me think of Tulez.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we should ask him about, that exact event.
Green ropes, sparks, lots of sparks. That was all I could identify.
I do have a clip of them. Sorry, I'm not in the room with you guys.
Yeah. You're...
I mean, it's not that big of a place.
Open concept.
I would like to take this opportunity to pull out my phone, and I'd like to text a picture of the rune tablet that we saw, the stone with the rune alphabet.
Sure, back in the sewers when you found where you found Tulez, you found that stone. Yeah,
I would like to send that to my best friend in the world, Pete.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, he had your phone number. And by the way, it looks like we have hit the second tier. So there is a little bit of a delivery knock on your door. And when you open it, there is a box with a police band radio, police scanner in it. Nice professional level one, not that kind of chintzy ones that you get on an app.
Now we get the federal level.
So yeah. You send it to Pete, and about a minute later, you get a response from Pete, and it's just sure, I'm on it with a smiley face.
This kid is
While you're
nonstop,
asking
man.
questions of Pete, might I ask you to submit one more to his research expertise?
Yeah, sure. Let me text him really quickly. I would like to text Pete. Hey, buddy, we've got one more thing we'd like to throw your way, but please feel free to say no. We don't want to be taking advantage of your time.
And you can see that typing symbol for a while, and then the message comes back, and he's like, my time is here to help you do research.
This guy, they don't make him like this anymore. Let me tell you that.
What are his parts made from?
That's actually, more of a saying. Well, that's more of a saying. It's like things that were made probably, I think, in the 50s are better than they were made in the 90s. I don't know. It's kind of like things were better. No, that's not it, really. I'm doing a bad job. Benny, you're a writer. What does that saying mean exactly?
People who are nostalgic for the good old days think things from their childhood hold up to better standards than presently.
Yeah.
And when they find such an exception, rather than assume that the times are in fact equally good, they label them as being an artifact of the prior period, as in this case with Pete.
Aren't
Do I
you the
understand
writer,
correctly?
Vion?
Yes.
Okay, I would like to really quickly state Vion, while he might be, not outside of the digital age, is convinced Benny works for like writes articles and does not understand that they pivoted to video. Like he does not understand.
Nope, I understand. Yeah.
Benny also doesn't like make the content. She just does the production side of it.
I think Beyond's just outside that bubble.
So good. I love it.
It's gonna be some mild boomer comments coming from Beyond. Yeah. So anyhow, Ulez, it's kind of he's just great. I guess that's a long way of saying he's just great.
Okay.
So, Doc, what would you like to send his way?
You said on his previous research into this group that they had been accused of burning fellow humans approximately 70 times. Is it possible within his research that he came across the locations thereof? Because at this point, the only data points we have to locate these people are solely on the abductions and evidently centuries-old murders that they've committed.
So you maybe
we should see if perhaps there's locational overlap or anything that would possibly allow us to triangulate their location, because other than that and any possible residual emissions from the site itself when the green sparks are evident, we have no other leads that I can assess.
Yeah. All right. I completely. I'm picking up what you're putting down, and I'd like to text to Pete. Would it be possible to get a list of the locations of the burnings that you identified in the pre-revolutionary events?
And you see that, typing symbol again for a little bit, and then it comes back, and he's like, ooh, I don't know quite where I would look for that, but I love a challenge, so I'm on that too. We'll get back to you ASAP.
I just love this kid. All right. So great. We got that going. We got a police scanner, and I suppose we got a deli date that we got to make, huh?
It's possible. Sorry.
Oh, before we leave, I wanted to look at Cadrax's leg. I think I can do better than I did before. The entire train ride, subway ride back, I spent a lot of time considering the best way to heal the shell that you currently occupy. Body.
Yes, I suppose by a loose classification, these do count.
May I try?
I absolutely submit myself to your experimentation.
Okay, keep your leg very, very still. Vion, I do apologize if your table becomes broken. I can replace it with a begonia.
Thank you,
How
Liz.
still?
As still as you are comfortable. Either I will hit your leg or I will hit the table. We're not too sure what yet.
Would you like some towels or something, Doc?
Cadrax's instinct is to attempt to counterpulse against the rhythm of their heart so that they will not move from the circulation of their blood and heartbeat. This is as still as I think they can still be comfortable, because stopping their heart in order to stop that movement would be ridiculous. But I was told to stay still.
These two
And
definitely need like a Buddies on the Road movie or something.
It would go so badly.
We wouldn't even make it to the road. It's like, oh my god. So you want to try healing again?
Yeah, with that dice I definitely have around.
I'm using the green one today. Did not serve me too well last week, but I'm giving you another chance.
That's a 6 on the dice. 9.
That is a 6 on the dice, so that is 9. I just want to check to make sure I'm doing this right.
Can I add a specialty onto my power? I think I can. Memory.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can raise its effectiveness by 1 level if you spend a point of determination.
Yeah, strangely protective.
Oh, yeah, that'll work. Healing killer. Twice.
A lot of glowing, a lot of light. There's a bit of a humming sound in the air. Nothing is quite happening yet as we wait for Rick to roll his dice.
Yeah, no, I just want to make sure I'm doing the healing thing right because I haven't done it in a while.
I love the light commentary.
I want to make sure. Okay, so give me a roll.
That's a 10.
Oh yeah, no, okay, so easily that you have now that is so effective. Your healing works better than it has ever worked before, as if your very healing power level has increased by 2 levels. And Kadrax, you lose the temporary quality of hurt knee. That is gone now. And whatever stamina you had lost, I think you had lost like 2 or 3 stamina last week in the accident, that is now topped off. You can only go as high as your stamina permits, but that puts you back to full.
Conversely, though, whereas kind of like this life is being poured into Kadrax and the glowing from Ulaz's hand is bright at first, as they kind of taper down, as the healing, everything kind of knits together, the knee goes back into the right place, there's less fluids, the swelling goes down. Ulaz is looking awfully low light. All of like the pinks and like the blinky lights, everything is a little bit more dull right now as I have to take 2 stamina.
Yep. Liz, you are down to 4. And you are feeling, a little washed out, but you have helped your friend fully recover.
Oh, wow. How do you feel now?
As though all of the orthopedic surgery fellows on my ward are now obsolete.
I'm so sorry.
Oh no, it is an excellent feeling.
Oh, okay. This is good. I'm just going to sit down right next to you and lean back on the couch.
You appeared a touch desaturated. Are you all right?
Well, that took a lot out of me. I did not expect that.
We will observe this for future. I did not anticipate that it would have repercussions for you, but nonetheless, I am extremely thankful.
You're welcome.
Very kind.
I do look forward to looking at some salad with you, though.
We will observe the earth botany together before it is consumed.
And we'll fade right from the apartment over to the Doran Park Diner and a waiter bringing a plate full of salads to your table as Steve walks in and drops down in an empty seat. And he looks around at you and he's like, "Whew, guess y'all had a big day, huh?" And he drops a photograph on the table that looks like a kind of blurry security cam photograph that is Benny standing in the middle of the street in flames.
Benny does not look at it.
So that was pretty public. I gotta be honest with you. I don't know if I can entirely clean this up, but I am going to damn well try. We got agents going through all the surrounding businesses trying to pull the security cam footage, and we have other agents going around trying to convince people that they didn't see what they saw. And we are using our ability to enter into communication systems to try and delete any videos that people might have made. But, we don't know exactly how much is out there, so it's hard to quite tell how effective all this is going to be. But I promise you, we are on that. But, well, I got to admit, I kind of had another reason for calling y'all here. We can help you, but like I said when we last met, every once in a while, we need your help too. And We need your help now. I just received word that, well, how do I put this? We have been tracking an organized crime figure associated with an outfit known as the Cluster. His name is Eckland. And, yeah, I believe you had a run-in with him at a secret lab under Serrano Memorial Hospital a few weeks back.
Correct.
Yeah, Eckland abandoned that lab almost immediately after you ran into him. And right now we have one of our units, Battle Construction, dismantling that place and backfilling it with cement. Eckland got away, though, but we believe he's trying to set up a new lab now, and we could use a team to go in, take him into custody, and deliver him to one of our holding facilities. We think the experience that you have with him gives you an edge. You don't have to say yes.
No.
But I'm going...
do you mind giving us a second? We're just going to chat this one out real quick.
Yeah, just when you're chatting, keep in mind, Eckland is dangerous as hell. He's figured out a way to turn normals into extra normals, and if he's not stopped soon... I don't even want to imagine what happens when the Cluster has an army of folks like the four of you at their disposal. And he gets up, and then he quickly comes back and grabs one of the salads and a fork, and then walks over and stands on the side of the room, kind of eating his salad and watching you from afar.
I do not object to the mission, merely the timing. We have more urgent complaints at the moment. We have to locate Tulaz before anything else. Dangerous though Eckland may be, he is irrelevant by comparison to Tulaz.
Yeah, that's a great point. Why don't we ask Steve about the green robe folks? And then I'll check in with Pete and see if we've got any information.
It seems that said folks do have some sort of interest in what he terms extra normals.
Yeah.
Namely, that the two we have witnessed to be abducted are, and from what I understand of human burning rituals, they often target people who are perceived as such. If these agents have interest in extra normals, and so do the green robes, they may well have come into interaction before.
Yeah, that's a great point. Okay, so how about this? We try to get all the information we can to help locate Tulez. And once we kind of max out that sort of research journey, then maybe we kind of dive into this situation, but only to get our eyes on the prize of who are the green robes. We just want to get Tulez back.
Mm-hmm.
And if assisting this agent will allow us to leverage the resources of his organization toward finding Tulez, I will find that agreeable.
Okay. I completely agree with you, Doc. How about the two of you? How's that sound?
Yeah, I think that makes sense to me.
I do not recall that Eckland was overly a threat, not to my consideration. He seemed quite considerate in his own way.
I did just kind of bully him for a little bit in an underground bunker. But he did try to keep you, even though he said it in a nice way.
Yeah, I have met many more people who are significantly more mean than that individual, but I understand the threat that he must possess.
Yeah. Okay. And I want to wave to Steve.
And yeah, he comes back, kind of puts the salad down and sits down. He's like, so?
We have a couple questions before we sort of agree to any of this. What does your organization know about folks in green robes?
Folks in green robes? What kind of robes?
Cloth?
Like bathrobes?
No, I don't.
Ritualistic
They were very
Perhaps.
thick. They looked very nice. They would definitely keep you warm at a late night when you're lighting fires to things.
Okay, back up a little. Is there some kind of context here? What people in green robes?
I can pull out my camera and show the clip that we have.
Yeah, do you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you took the clip of
Curtis Haber being abducted.
Curtis Haber being abducted, right? Okay, yeah.
And he has the Tula's ones, because if he has blurry security footage of Benny.
You're right.
It's the same intersection.
It's the same incident, same intersection.
I was just the big, loud, noisy one. The other ones got overshadowed. If we tell them to look further, they'll probably see it too.
Mm-hmm.
So do you show him the Curtis Haber film or not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and he watches it for a second. He's like, whoa, teleporters. Yeesh. They're not fun to chase. Where is this? And he looks out the window, and since you're at the Doran Park Cafe and that happened in Doran Park, never mind. Who's that guy that they grabbed?
It's a great question.
A low-level individual in organized crime. Not the cluster.
He kind of pulls a little spiral book out and like a pen. He's like, you got a name for me?
Ules is eating salad, but not really, just kind of smushing it in their mouth area.
I kind of look to the doc and give a look of are we gonna say, or do you want me to not say?
Curtis Haber.
He kind of scribbles it down. Well,
the one you might have observed vanishing a few weeks ago. That seems like the sort of thing that might have hit your radar.
Our organization's a very big organization. We have a lot of agents. I don't personally know everything, but I will run that name through the system and see if anybody's keeping tabs.
He's very hard to miss. He is a very loud individual.
Well, I guess that should help. And, sort of scribbles a little bit more in his pad.
And there was an incident at the intersection as well, close to a bodega at the end of the street, where a bunch of us sort of phased, and cars whizzed past and stuff like that.
Well, okay. We just got the report of the lady on fire, which is what we looked for. But I'll go back over the security cam footage and see if anything else got captured.
That'd be great.
Scribbles again. So while I'm doing this, you think you can pull in Eckland for me? Quid pro quo. I scratch my back. Wait, you scratch my back? Wait, who scratches my back?
If
you know what I
your
mean.
shoulders hypermobile.
If we do this, then we'll get any information you might have on these individuals and teleporters. Because the way that you say, real quick, and I'm trying to keep my voice down as much as possible, but when you say, "Oh, teleporters," oh my gosh, teleporters again. See, that's the kind of thing I feel like we might want to know about. If you have experience with teleporters, that might get us further in what we're investigating.
Well, I personally don't, but they make me take a lot of classes before I'm able to do this job. And I have seen reviews of old case files, and there have been teleporters out there in the world before.
Well,
may you share those case files? I would love to read data about them.
We have a multi-century gap in our data, so any of your case files might well bridge that gap.
Multi-century?
Yeah, we're talking
Our
1700s.
research is extensive. We have one of the
Yeah.
best researchers in your human city.
We do.
Kind of scribbles on his pad again. All right. I'll see what I can find and then what they'll let me share with y'all. We got a deal?
Yeah, I think so. We do this job and we get everything that you can dig up on teleporters.
We just want to bring Tulez back. You met Tulez. They were lovely, and they were so new. They were simply doing what they were designed to do when they had no choice otherwise.
What were they designed to do?
Research plants.
He kind of scribbles a little more on his pad. Okay. I will take care of this today. And then he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a little slip of paper, and he pushes it across the table to you. This is the address. 1812 Caroline Way in Dunhaven on Mur Island. That's where we think the lab is. We don't know who might be with him or who might be defending him, but of course that's why we need you. So, if you need anything, you got my number, and once you've got him, why don't you just meet me outside Vion's place of business?
That's great.
You're over in Yard Hill, right?
Yep. Yeah. My place of. In fact, yeah. From now on, Steve, we'll just meet there. I don't know. We came to this diner. I don't know why we came here specifically. It's in this neighborhood. Makes no sense. You know what I mean?
Very good salads.
I mean, great salad.
Crunch ice cream.
Yeah, I'm into the salad, and it's on me again. Or
Thank
the government.
It had we would have told. Thank you. All right.
And he gets up and takes the check with him, and he goes to pay the check and walks out.
Yeah. So there we go, Les. That was taken care of again. Okay. So I guess we go to this address.
And expect an arbitrarily large number of a single enemy, at minimum.
Yeah.
Can I Google the address, see what shows? Is there like a front business, or is it just nothing?
When
I pull it up in maps or whatever. Like, what's there?
Yeah, I'm not even going to make a roll for that because that's all, obviously like public information. So yeah, when you Google the address, what you see is it is the address of a church called St. Victor's. And when you, map view it or whatever, it's, it looks kind of like an old rundown church and kind of, an old rundown neighborhood. And you can also see from the map view that it is located just about as far west on Mur Island as you can get without going into the water. In fact, I think we got a map. Jake, if you can throw up the Mur Island map for a few minutes.
All right. Well, let's head on over, I guess.
Well, we take the van.
I think that's a great idea because it's got all the stuff that we're kind of carrying around packed up in there, except for the police scanner at this point. Should we put that in the van?
I would love to press buttons on it.
Great. You're going to love this thing then. So I guess we have to head back to my place.
You head back to your place, which is not far, and you get the van. You can see now the Mur Island map is up, and Dunhaven is all the way there on the left side of the map, I guess. And you can see it in relationship to some other places that you've known and been. And I will say, unless there's anything specific you want to do before you head out, is there anything specific you want to do before you head out?
Other than suit up, want to make sure we grab all the items that we have. We've got a whole lot of things to use. Even bringing the underwater breather might be relevant. We don't know. We're near water. Liz will kind of take a look at the back of the van. Is this everything that we need to bring? I'm also going to bring some crayons. I'll hold up my no-name box of crayons.
Last time it was underground. Is there anything that we have that could prep us for that? We used, I don't know, if you have a TV remote, you wouldn't mind giving up in case we got to do the, have Ulez tinker real quick to try to match a frequency to get into some underground bunker. I don't know, because we used the bard keys last time.
I'm not sure we have to be so considerate of our environment. To my understanding, churches in this area are not well regarded. We can probably do some damage with very little consequences. Did I summarize that correctly?
Yeah. That great point, Ulez, and great point, Benny. I'll bring the remote, but we probably won't have to use it.
We have the doctor with us. They will be very, very useful in this kind of a situation.
As will you, I
Ah,
say to Dog.
oh, dog. Okay.
I mean, I feel that is constantly demonstrated. Though, if at any point further validation is required, I am more than happy to provide an excess given the ample evidence that you've given us.
Do we want to bring Dog on this adventure, or should they stay at the abode and take care of all of my plants?
Either is reasonable. This time of year would permit Dog to join us and remain guarding our vehicle. That
Sounds
is
like we're
one of the
having a
tasks
lot
they
of fun.
have had an interest for. And I do want to... I read on the internet that socialization is particularly important in exposing them to many new environments. So ensuring that Dog is prepared for combat situations in which I engage readily is an important part of socializing, perhaps not all dogs, but certainly the one who has chosen companionship with me.
As long as we let them keep the squeaky toy.
And the dog just kind of rolls over and like shows you its belly.
I rub the belly as nonverbal communication has indicated.
And Dog loves the belly rubs. I mean, who doesn't love belly rubs? But especially Dog. And yeah, if that's all you got, all you want to do, then you take all the stuff with you that you specified, and you get in the van. And who's driving the van?
I'll drive it, but I won't ask Benny per se, just because it sounds like Benny's having a little bit of a day. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just jump right on that.
Sure. You are driving the van, and for now, it is you just drive over up. Okay, you know what? Let's get some new names out there. You drive up through Baronsdale Heights, and you cross over what we will call the Gian Greco Bridge, which leads from Baronsdale into Lower Avalon. And then through Lower Avalon, you go down to the pier where you catch the Mur Island ferry that takes you, as you can see there, along that dotted line. That is the route of the Mur Island ferry, and over to Mur Island. And then you jump on, an expressway that goes west. You get off at the exit for Dunhaven, and now there is some local street driving that gets you over to 812 Caroline Way, and you pull up, let's say down the block, from this church, which is just as it looked on the street view, and it is, it's kind of a rundown neighborhood. There, not that many people on the street. It's not like like Percy Beach. It's not like completely abandoned and stuff like that. It's just kind of a low traffic area, very spread out. The buildings, very wide streets and stuff. Everything kind of looks old and dumpy, including this church.
All right. Maybe we park a little bit away and then make our way back.
Well, that seems logical.
Okay. And then we just pull around a block.
Okay, yeah. And you go around the block, and you have no trouble finding a parking spot. Like I said, streets are very big and empty.
Ping?
You know, ping? Okay. Make a ping roll.
Uh-huh.
It's my favorite.
Oh my God. All right. I am switching to red die because that's 2 1s on 2 rolls. So
No, keep the dice, Rick. Keep the dice.
no. Nice try.
That's a 10 from me.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, you ping the building easily, and what you gather is that there's basically two major rooms in this building. There's kind of, the main sanctuary where the pews are up front, and then there's like a back room which looks like it's, divided into, maybe a couple of cubicles or, offices with very light walls or something. And there you detect 5 people in the building, and they are all in that back section.
I relay this, albeit with a significant question about the shape of these chairs and what kind of beings they are anticipating.
Oh, like, do they appear to you as like long rows?
Yes. At first, I thought it was an artifact of my perception, but there was in fact no break. I thought it was a bench, but I had not observed so many benches to be endorsed before.
Oh yeah, the folks, they sit in them, kind of shoulder to shoulder.
I appreciate the explanation. I found it confusing.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. If there's a greater meaning to it, I'm unaware of it. If I'm, that's the extent of my knowledge.
I don't know much about religion, but I would assume maybe the togetherness of it all. But that's speculation.
Yeah, you turn to your right, peace be upon you. You turn to your left, peace be upon you. I think that's changed, but I haven't been in a while myself, so.
This does not make sense, but have we located Eckland?
Possibly. We've located 5 individuals. It's not possible for me to tell whether any of them are multiples or any of them are capable of such capacity. Or anything about them, in fact. They're all in the back of the building in what appears to be an administrative location.
Okay. And we're kind of looking for like a lab, right? There's like a lab set up somewhere?
Theoretically.
Not that I've detected within a few miles of here, since that's my thing.
Okay. So should we sneak into the church and see if we can sort of spy on the folks in the back?
I guess that's our lead.
So I know for this building, it's a church, there's a sanctuary, those tend to have tall ceilings. How else do you get the stained glass in? And then there's this back section. So it could have a standard ceiling. It could, dog, please. It could have a low ceiling. And then, kind of dead space of some kind, rafters, storage, choir rehearsal room, whatever. But like it also might not, and there's just a lot of rafter up there, allowing, vertical maneuverability, anything like that. Basically, I want to know the shape of this back room to know where the windows are. Are there high up ones? So we could try to maybe high ground spy down, or if the only windows to the office in question are at ground level.
Okay. For the church itself, yeah, there are high windows, stained glass, and there is kind of like an upper, crawl space or something, that the rafters are sort of, contained in. Like if you look up at the ceiling of the church, you don't see the rafters. You see, sort of an arched ceiling, but like right above it, there's kind of, that like a crawl space that is closed off there, to view. The offices in back are much smaller. It's like if you walked around the building, it's like it looks like, there is like a little, kind of box just kind of annexed to the side. Like, think of it like an annex part, that is much more like a conventional office, it's got, just a couple of windows that are just like right along the sidewalk and say, Venetian blinds pulled in them, that kind of thing.
All right. I think perhaps some should post up in the sanctuary rafters. It seems like a tactically advantageous position if someone tries to exit. As far as I can tell, there's no...
I told you that we gave dogs a squeaker toy in the truck or in the van, and they just have not let it go.
Look,
totally...
I understand for production purposes, it's not the world's most professional thing to let your dog go off with a squeaky toy, but if you want to take it from little puppy Dazzler with the ears that just go out to the side, then I'm sorry. I don't want to be friends with you. That dog loves that toy so much.
Clearly.
And I sacrifice all professionalism at the altar of her joy.
As you should.
Yep.
Respect that.
That's what we're about. Nonetheless, yes, that actually checks out. A German Shepherd loving a squeaky toy makes perfect sense. So absolutely in the back of the bard, on a blanket, just like on their back, blissful, is absolutely just dog.
That's right, folks. That is not just some dog noise in the background. That is production value.
It's high production value.
Diegetic.
Yeah. Diegetic. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, so that would be a tactically advantageous way, since it doesn't appear that there's an exit out of that office.
Sure, yeah, I can. I mean, if it's wood, I can climb up, I can crawl around and take care of all that stuff. If that's all right with everybody.
Like to spy in the office directly, since you're less perceptible.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. That makes 100%. I'll like it. Yeah, let me just do a little recon, I guess, into the office and see kind of what's going on there.
Get comms online before everyone splits up, so we don't have to retcom them in later.
That's easy for you to say. Okay, you've all got your earpiece communicators on, and Vion, you are now going in.
Yep.
All right, so the church walls, they will, where doors going to be easy for you to phase through. It's like, nothing here is, above your level. So, where do you head in actually? Do you go in like through the main sanctuary part, or are you like sticking your head through the wall, back in the office? Like, what's your approach?
I think main sanctuary part, and then trying to get my way up from there.
Okay. You let's say phase your way in just through some part of the wall, and do me a favor, make a coordination roll.
Easy peasy. Okay, that's going to be a 7.
7. Okay, you make a coordination roll and you phase through the wall, and you find yourself, say, on the side of the sanctuary where the door is, like all the way on the opposite side from where the offices are. And you can see that all the way by that door, there are like 2 kind of big burly dudes in suits, and they are, they have their back to you and have not seen you. Now, because you phased, but you're not invisible. And they have not noticed you. They were not facing at you when you came in. And as soon as you stick your head through the door, you can kind of, you hear like a little bit of like a scream, like, ah! And like the lights kind of flicker in the church.
Great. Since I just poked my head in and I see this, I'm going to quickly pull my head back out and then just catch everybody up on what I saw.
Okay. You've all got that knowledge now.
Okay, now what I would like to do, it's going to be a little tough doing a climb with the 2 guards, kind of with, hoping that they keep their backs to me. I kind of want to look around the outside. Is there anything I can climb on the outside of the church? Like a terrace or...
You want to borrow the gas-powered grappling hook and grab like a crenellation?
You know what? I would love to do that.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You get you get the gas-powered grappling hook from the van.
Thank you, chat.
Getting use out of our gifts tonight.
Yeah. Thank you, chat. Like that one's paid off twice this season. And where are we?
I want to use it so much. It's so good.
Looks like we're almost part of the way to the lore drop. So thank you so much, everyone. So you've got the gas-powered grappling hook, and you go around the side and you fire it up to the roof.
Yeah.
Okay, make a coordination roll.
Okay. That's gonna be a 6.
Ooh. It kind of, you hear it just like hit the roof like real hard and like drag along the side, and and then finally, as it's coming down, it catches on something.
Good enough is good enough sometimes. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just do what I can and grapple up there as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Okay. Make a coordination roll.
Okay, it's gonna be an 8.
8. Okay. You climb at a good clip, and you make your way up to the top, and you find yourself standing on the roof of the church, which is a little bit kind of slanted, but not so much that you can't find your balance on it.
Okay, great. I would like to peer now through the roof of the church to make sure that what I'm about to emerge onto is like a rafter of some sort.
Sure, you stick your head through the ceiling, and there's that crawl space, and there's like a floor there that's like built beneath the rafters, so it's like you can kind of drop down and you'll be all right.
Perfect. Great. And so I'm gonna take the grappling hook, attach it sort of to, or put it in my, I guess like my pocket or something like that, secure it to my person, and then I would like to phase through the roof into this area.
Okay. So you're phasing through the roof into just like down into the into the sanctuary,
onto like the rafters. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you are in the rafters above the sanctuary now.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I'm staying phased, and I would like to climb my way towards that back administration room.
Okay. It takes you a little bit because it's a little bit awkward to walk up there with like rafters. It's not really built, for people moving around in, but you were eventually able to kind of get yourself above where that is, and it's like you kind of got to like move your way down a little bit because the offices are shorter than the other side of the building, so kind of got to like climb down this little like wooden ladder, I'll say, and I won't make you roll for that. It's just a ladder, and then you find yourself standing on what is kind of the inside of this space, but the top of what is that annex part.
Can I peer through into the annex part?
I mean, you can. Is that what you want to do?
I do want to spy. Okay, so let's just see. Okay, so right now I'm essentially like above the 2 guards.
Yeah, consider right. Yeah, consider it's like there's a rectangular what is a floor to you and a ceiling to them.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, I would like to peer into it.
Okay, yeah, make a coordination roll.
Okay.
By the way, also, where are you doing it? Like in the middle, in one of the corners, on the edge? What is your...
I think a corner would make the most sense. It would be like the smartest.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just want to kind of like peer from like peer through one of the corners.
You made that coordination roll?
Okay, that's going to be a 7.
Okay. You're able to like kind of lower just the top of your head down a little, and you are not spotted by anybody. And you immediately see a scene. There are 2 guys standing over Eckland. They have him. Remember, I think we said he was played by Dylan Baker, and he is sitting in a chair that is kind of at a desk, and they have kind of this electrical wire that is plugged into a nearby outlet, and they like jam him with it, and he like screeches, and he's like, I will produce results. I always do. Now that this place is ready, I will get the lab up and running. He's like, and the guy standing over him is like, bosses, they ain't happy, Eckland. And he's like, look, just let me talk to them. And then they just jab him again and screeches, he screeches as the lights kind of flicker around again.
Okay. I am going to very now gingerly crawl back. And I would like to essentially just like now phase back up into the roof, grapple down, and rejoin my friends.
Yeah, okay, you do that. And while you're doing that, you can hear a couple of more screams in the background. He's the torture is ongoing, and you rejoin the other three.
Great. So I'm just like walking up. Not great. Not a great situation in there. Yeah, Eckland is being tortured by electricity. And
In
Declan
personified form?
No, like with a wire. Like they plugged it into the wall and they're just like, shocking him.
That's terrible. You torture each other.
They burn each other too.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
Yeah,
Yes.
not great stuff. Speaking of not great stuff, Declan said that the work they're doing is ready. I think the lab is fully operational in some capacity. So,
Are we like here to wreck shop, or are we taking him into custody? I feel like we were given very vague instructions.
They were clear they were to take Eckland into custody, but there was no mention of how we must handle anybody else.
Who
Or
commits torture,
anything else.
yeah.
which is an evil act.
Torture is illegal where I'm from.
Of course, as it is throughout the galaxy.
Whoops. Yeah.
Except
Yeah.
here.
He's in a lot of pain and he's not very happy. I think he'll be overjoyed to be extracted.
I would like to see him again. Ask if he's had any use for the lever that I provided.
yeah. All right. So should we just try to get in, grab him, take him out? I mean, remove him?
A useful clarification. Did you observe any further weaponry on the others? What build did they have? What can you tell me about the people in the room?
Great question. At the front, there are 2 guards, very stocky types. What, Rick, did I like?
No, you got
there?
2 guards in the front, and there are 2 guys torturing Eckland. Eckland's the 5th. That's 5.
Yeah, and in terms of their weaponry, I imagine I would have glanced a little bit, but my knowledge isn't like...
You didn't see anything like that. You know, you didn't. None of them have like are conspicuously, holding guns right now or anything like that. But being, who they are, doing what they're doing, you can't rule out that they have arms that you haven't seen either, I would say.
So is this like divide and conquer, to hit the 2 in the front, to hit the 2 in the back, or do we all just go for where Declan's at, and then just with the knowledge that we will draw the attention of the other 2?
Ooh.
Based on what Vion said, we might have to confront the first 2.
Vion's phase extraction method seems excellent for Declan himself, and those of us not immediately involved in his extraction can commit justice.
Wreck shop. Got it.
I would like to help with Eckland. I would like to say hello.
Great. That sounds good. Should we... It worked pretty well last time. Should we find... Is there a way we can find the electricity wires leading to this building and sort of cut those off? I mean, they're literally... They plugged it in. So, I mean...
Yeah, make an investigate. Who wants to do it? Make an investigation roll. Whoever wants to do the look.
I can definitely.
I'll do it.
This.
I did ping,
Teamwork.
so maybe we can bonus.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, you pinged, and you did pretty well on your ping, right? You got like a 10 or something, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You can see that the electrical from this building is coming up through a set of say pipes, tubes, kind of lead down into the ground that are coming from the rear of the building by the office. It's like the meters out there and stuff like that.
All right.
I can cut them off.
Oh, great. When we cut them off, I suppose, should we do that'll kick off our little mission here?
Yeah, we could start here. The doc and I could walk in and face up those 2 guarding the area, and the 2 of you sneak in through the back while we're holding their attention.
How does that sound, Ulez?
I mostly just want to pull some wires. I find it to be a very soothing task.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good plan.
All right. So who's taking out the electricity?
Ulez?
Ulez. Okay. Yeah, Ulez.
Kind of good with electronics and mechanics, you know.
You head around the back of the building while everybody else gets into place. And yeah, you find that, electrical meter and like kind of these, two tubes that kind of run into the ground, which you can identify because Cadrax described them to you as where the electric is coming in. How are you taking them out?
Well, at first, poor Ulez is just like, oh, can I not just press? This is so primitive. It's terrible. And I realize that I'm just going to have to blast it with my light powers. Not exactly precise, nor does it require finesse, but it gets the job done, you know?
Make a roll on your blast.
5, 6, 7, 8. Can I add? I will use a determination for my electronics mechanic to make it a 10.
Okay.
And that's all of my determination from.
Yeah, that's your last point, but there's still 4 in the community bank that you can draw on. That makes it. You said make it a 10.
Correct.
Okay, so that is that's a massive success, and you just blast that thing, and on the inside there's like the lights go out, and those 2 tubes just kind of like, you just annihilate that whole side of that whole little apparatus there, and inside the building the lights go out. What are you doing on the other side, Benny and Cadrax?
Believe that's our signal. Are we just gonna waltz right up to our to them, or do we want to be sneaky?
I understood this expression from a movie Abigail once showed me. The jig is up. And I proceed.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, and as the 2 of you open the doors and walk in, we'll be back in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Back. So, we left off on a bit of an action beat there, and while we were on the break, we decided that we are adding Dazzler to the official cast as the voice of Dog. Congratulations, Dazzler. You do not get a share of the money. But speaking of which, it looks like we're about $75 away from the lore drop. Thank you so much, everybody, for everything that you have donated tonight and everything you donate every week, really. And I think that's it. So why don't we pick up right where we left off? Benny and Cadrax, you charge in the front door of the church. And as you do, the sound alerts those 2 henchmen types who had their backs to Vion before, and they kind of whirl around and see you come in. Roll initiative.
Yeah.
My henchman character sheet.
Where did my dice box go? I've moved things around too much. Oh, nice.
So what did you get?
7.
7? 9. Okay, so Benny, you go first. Cadrax, you go second, and then the henchmen go. Cool.
Are they like reaching for weapons, or like do they have anything like holstered? Like I want to know this firearm situation.
Yeah, let's say you can kind of see them kind of reaching into their jackets, all happening. Let's we'll take it down to slow motion. Yeah, and you can see them kind of like reaching in, like they've got like those shoulder holsters or something.
Cool. I would like to stop that from happening. I don't like guns, so I'm gonna rush at whoever's closest. To me, I'll take the one on the right, and I'll rush up. And so as he's reaching in, I want to try to aim a hit, like at the elbow, and like push the like shoulder out of socket so he can't grab his gun. Like, I want to like hit at him.
You're punching.
Yes.
Okay. So no fire here.
No.
Okay, so make a prowess roll. Your prowess is 6. Okay.
10. What can I add kickboxing?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
12.
12. Okay, so that's a massive success. You just is it a punch or you're kicking? You said punch. So
I think it would probably be like more with like different part of the hand than like a punch into like an elbow, but she wants to hit like as he's here, hit like the soft part of the like arm, like right here, and like snap the shoulder back so that it hurts, and also they aren't grabbing the gun anymore.
Yeah, I mean, Benny, you don't even know your own strength because you go to just kind of stop this guy from getting his gun, and instead it's like you just clock him, and his head flies back and hits the wall that he's standing right next to, and he just passes right out and falls down like a sack of potatoes. That guy is out. Cadrax
can punch somebody. Love it.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you get a massive success.
Well, because my companion knows me so well, I take the one on the left. I close the effective range immediately, which is, as Benny illustrated, the best thing to do in a firearm situation.
So you're also
I close the effective range with his face, yes.
Okay, yeah. Prowess attack. All right, make same roll.
Strictly speaking, baton to the back of the neck. Night zone, but we're fine.
Benny, was that your last point of determination? Is my count right here?
I did not spend a point of determination.
Oh, you didn't. You used kickboxing. I'm sorry.
Use a specialty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. That's a specialty. Sorry.
No worries.
My bad. Cadrax.
11.
11? Oh, God. So...
Right.
Yeah.
We're in their house.
Yep, another massive success. You just run and maybe seeing how Benny clocked this guy into the wall, you also, before he can grab his gun, just right in the face, and he goes flying back, hits the wall, and just boom, falls like a sack of potatoes.
Nice.
Does that fit what you said?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I was just already thinking about the gun and who might have given them the gun and whether or not these were hired guards and tracking back the serial number and things like that. Sorry. Yes.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, those two are down. Now, Vion, where are you?
I am standing outside right next to Ules.
Okay, and you are waiting for the two of them to clear the room, or are you going in? What's going on now?
I was just waiting for Ules to blast the electricity box.
Okay.
I have to run back to you. I'm a little bit slower than normal. I'm just a little tired right now.
I get that.
All right. Cadrax, Benny, the way is clear for you now, but, with the noise and stuff, you can hear on the other side of the door some, muffled voices. Hey, what's that? What was that sound? Blah, blah, blah.
Hey, how's it going in there?
There were 2 bodyguards, and now there are not. I say, and I'm probably grabbing a gun right now.
Yeah.
Like a wallet. I'm just moving.
We're clear. It's been like 6 seconds.
You grabbed a gun?
Yes. We're not, we're putting it in a bag or something. This is not for the purpose of committing firearms. This is for the purpose of investigation.
Disarming them. Yeah. Okay, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's also a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm not actually worried about him, quite frankly. But yeah,
Yeah, no,
I guess
with your 2 slams, they'll be out for a while. So, yeah. So you have got those guns and
IDs?
Yeah,
Are there any IDs on them? Like a wallet or anything?
Yeah, you find a couple of wallets, and it identifies one of the guys as Trevor Larson, and the other guy's name is Devin Berry.
Was that the all clear that we can enter beyond? I just heard a clatter. I couldn't tell if that was good or bad.
Yeah, let's check in really quick. Do you want to try to get the other 2 out of the room before we do the extraction, or
create a distraction for our extraction?
That's great, Ules.
Thank you. I was inspired by the 4-leaf clover I was looking at on the ground.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It's very pretty. I'll pick it for you.
Oh, sure. It's up to you. Yeah. Thank you. That's actually good luck. Anyhow, sorry, yeah, we'll get into that in a second. Yeah, do you want to create a distraction for this extraction?
I think we cut to like the two of them just already booming through the door while you're having that conversation.
Yeah, the two of you boom through the door, and waiting on the other side of the door, there are those two guys in suits. They've got their guns drawn. They heard the commotion outside, and they're just like, "Stop right there!"
I don't.
Yeah, I don't
Right.
think we will.
Roll initiative.
Yeah. 1. Close the effective range immediately.
6.
6,
9.
9. Okay, Kadrax, you go first. Then the henchmen go, and then Benny.
All right. I believe I would like to blast them both.
Blast them both.
Yeah. Use the blast. Use a point of determination for the blast effect.
Oh, okay, sure. You are invoking.
I uphold my oath. These are torturers.
Okay, yeah, that definitely works.
Like,
Couldn't have happened to a nicer pair of guys. Yeah. Yeah. So absolutely, you can get blast radius from that. So just make your power roll.
Yep. My die also hates them. Let's see. 12.
Oh God, yeah, no. I mean, you just walk through the door. They pull their guns. They're like, "Stop!" And you're just like, "Boom!" And just like the two of them just go flying up against the wall. Both of them slam into the back of the wall. Their guns fall to the ground. They fall to the ground. They are just out.
Is there like an organ in this space? Is there like big pipes that maybe make a cool?
I would love that. The organ would probably be back in the sanctuary, I would think. But
I used blast.
Like, do we hear like a nice little hum coming from?
yeah, we'll
Do
roll
I
a
hit him
cool
so
that-
hard the organ ring?
Yeah, you can hear those organ pipes just like slightly echo in the background in the sanctuary. And Eckland looks up. He's like, "Hey, I know you."
We're ready.
Oh, okay.
Great. And I'm gonna hold out my hand to you, Ulez.
I'll
And
grab
then
it.
we'll phase through the wall.
Yeah, no problem. The two of you just come in, and the Eckland sort of turns and sees, and he's like, "Les Galley,
We greet you.
we greet you as well."
It is mediocre to see you again, but we have come to extract you from the situation.
I understand, and thank you. How did you wind up here, might I ask?
We do not owe you answers. And like Ulez is gonna look back. Thumbs up.
I have one hand into a coat pocket to grab another wallet. I just thumbs up.
And then we'll
Fair
turn
enough.
back to Eckland. Are you tied up? I'm unclear of the situations of your illegal torture.
And he kind of stands up. He's like, "No, they didn't have to tie me up. I'm not much of a fighter compared to professional enforcers who work for the cluster."
They were professionals, these individuals here. And I will look at the bodies on the ground that Kadrax is currently looting.
They were, but they probably won't be after this. The cluster's not big on failure, as I can attest to. And he kind of points to some burns on his face.
They execute their own.
Oh, yeah. Their own that failed them, for sure.
We do not like this cluster. Please, Eckland, take my hand and we will go. Are you injured? I have a hard time assessing your state.
Where are we going?
They'll look
Not
back
here.
at their team.
What did Kadrax say?
Not here.
Yep. Not here. Well, I guess that's a start. And he takes Ulez's hand.
I take Ulez's other hand, and we are going to phase through the wall.
Yeah, and you all phase through. Is that everybody goes? And
train.
I mean, we can just walk out the front door, Cadrax. It's okay. Yeah, we can just go out the front door.
Okay. Yeah, you all, meet back at the van. And Eckland sort of looks at it and he's like, I don't know where you think you're going, but ever since the four of you put Mickey Bomberg in a coma, the cops in this town all answer to the cluster now. They are not going to want me talking to anybody. I do not expect we're going to get very far.
Okay. That's a pretty good heads up.
Are you willing to cooperate with us?
Cooperate?
Correct.
To what end?
Assistance, working against the cluster, exterminating the cluster. I do not stand for whatever they are.
Working against the cluster.
We also have other enemies that we have yet to identify, and we would love your assistance with this.
Yeah, that's also true.
We have identified enemies as well, if you'd prefer.
Correct.
Well, I'm happy to work with you, but frankly, I don't know how you're going to make any difference. This is a very bad town. You know that, right? Of course, you know that.
It's a very bad planet. But we have to save it from itself.
Mm-hmm.
We're up against quite a bit. We may not be the most experienced extractors and lawbreakers per se. And yeah, it's an entire force that's up against us. We gotta get all the way across town. The odds, Declan, you're right, are stacked up against us. But and I would like to open the van door and just kind of like lean against it a little bit and point to the scanner. Yeah, but we got this police scanner, and I think we just kind of click that on, and I think we kind of just do what we can.
And he kind of looks at the scanner and he's like, "Oof, this whole this whole city is incredibly corrupt. It's not just. Do you even know why they call this place Port Ruby?"
Because they ignored the indigenous name.
That's actually probably the answer.
Yeah. Well, the popular story is about explorers seeing the sunset reflected off of the harbor. That's just a fairy tale. You see, in reality, when the first European explorers came here, and she sort of nods at you, they had promised their financial backers that they had found a shortcut to India. And he kind of laughs and he's like, and they said when they returned, they would shower them with jewels, like a Maharaja. But when they got here, all they found was dirt and trees and indigenous people who were not very happy about having their homeland violated by poachers. So in order to make the money keep flowing, the explorers gave this place a name that would create the wrong impression entirely. Port Ruby. Don't you get it? This whole place is built on lies and corruption all the way down. And when DNA is that contaminated, the creature it grows can only be a monster. And this city is that monster, and every part of it is complicit. And in the end, we're all just going to tear each other apart. So you kind of get up into the van. Take me wherever you want. But I don't think it's going to make a difference.
I have yet to experience your level of pessimism.
We'll stick around a while.
Ulez will jump into the van with them.
And in the distance, you can hear the sounds of sirens.
All right. Sounds like that's our cue.
I think we gotta go.
I will press the button on the scanner. This one looks good.
Yeah, and you turn on that police scanner and you can hear, 812 Caroline Road or Way or whatever it was.
Way.
And Way, thank you. 812 Caroline Way. And they're, cops screaming back and forth. You can hear a whole bunch of voices, and you hear the sound, sirens growing in the background. And he's like, yep, there they are.
Then here we go.
I would like to toss the keys to Benny this time.
All right.
Benny, you have got those keys. And
may I ask, how is Benny doing? Like emotionally, physically? She's been awfully quiet during a lot of this, and like.
Yeah, I think roughing up bad guys seems to be a little bit invigorating. I think Cadrax is rubbing off on her just a little bit. So she seems more upbeat, I think, than she was a couple of hours ago. But probably still like a little bit out of it. Like a little, maybe just feeling itchy, like when you just like something uncomfortable happened earlier in the day and every once in a while you feel kind of itchy, but like she doesn't seem as like no focus anymore. She's been given a task. She's going to complete it.
Yeah, and you are behind the wheel of that 1989 Bard Traveler minivan, which has a handling of 4, a speed of 3, and a structure of 3. You also have a single-use rear tack dispenser, which automatically pops the tires of any pursuing vehicle, and a single-use nitrous oxide injection system for the van that brings your speed up from 3 to 5 for, about a page. And
so it was 433. What were those numbers attached to, so I can write them down and remember?
Your handling is 4.
Yep.
And your speed is 3, and your structure is 3.
Structure is last one. Okay.
When you're driving, we make that test. It's a test of coordination limited by handling. So your coordination is 3, so it doesn't matter. So it's just a 3.
Plus my driving. It would be the same either way because I had the driving plus 1.
Oh, you have the driving plus 1. Yeah.
So
great.
it's 4 no matter what.
So it's 4, right? Yeah. So the limit doesn't matter. And
I read all about driving today, so I'm excited.
Excellent. Well done. So, the van roars to life. And,
really quick, before we hit the road, two questions to address. One, how many smoke pellets do we still have?
2?
I think you had 2 is by my count. Yeah, okay.
Okay, I'm just going to kind of gather those into my pocket and make sure I'm sitting by a window. And then the second thing is I can phase in and out of the car, right?
You can phase in and out of the car. Yeah, this brings us back to something that happened last week, where some people in the chat caught that Vion was able to phase those people in the pedestrian crosswalk through a car, where earlier in the episode he couldn't get out of the steel cage. Now, you're probably thinking that was just a mistake on my part, but, perish the thought. Bard makes its vehicles out of a reinforced aluminum, and Evian can phase through that. So the bonus for me making a big, horrible mistake last week that saved everyone's life was that now Vian can phase back and forth through the car. You can do that as long as you are in a vehicle made by Bard with a reinforced aluminum frame.
Okay. Police vehicles are not Bard vehicles? Or
no, they are not.
That would be kind of a monopoly.
Glass, and would the steel just be the frame? Because like the outside of the car isn't going to be steel.
That's
steel
a great
is
point.
just the frame.
Yeah.
So it's like you would have to
because
be
it has to
careful
be a
about
material
where.
that crumples easily. That's how they do crash nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you would have to be careful about what part you try to phase through. But
okay, all right.
You can phase through most of a police car.
Okay. Not mad. Okay, great. And with that, I'm satisfied. Let's hit the road.
All right. Benny, you pull into traffic?
Yeah.
Well, there is no traffic. It's a big empty street. Yeah, this is...
Yeah, it's big and empty, and this is bothering me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's bothering me. Who called it in?
Are you asking this out loud? In character?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because this is near instant. I pinged the entire area. I know who wasn't there and who was and wasn't in line of sight, and there was no time in the midst of combat for them to call it in. How did they know so quickly? You went through the electronics, so if there were a silent alarm less, you would have known from the circuit board.
I
How
do
did they
have
know?
to think if there was a backup generator that might be powering some security cameras or something to that effect.
Well, Eckland
Even
sort
then,
of.
responding to it would be incredibly rapid.
Very true. Eckland, you are shuffling a lot over there. How may we help you?
Yeah, when your two friends crashed through the door of the church, one of the henchmen who was torturing me sent out an SOS to their backup. I assume that backup is those cops.
Are we
Was
to
that on something that I looted from them?
Did you loot the guys in the back room? I think you only looted the guys in the
I
front
did a
room.
thumbs
They
up,
were
and then
looting
I
the whole time.
remembered that meant there was lying. But yeah, I was looting.
the whole time?
I was doing a
Yes.
lot of looting.
They were.
They did say that they were looking through pockets while we were having a conversation with Eckland.
Oh yeah, okay. Sure. So you have, whatever they had in their pockets, which, I guess would be, the guns
Right,
that they
either
had.
a thing on a phone or an actual physical panic button. Okay,
Yeah, it's like
cool.
a cell
I'm
phone,
so
let's
sorry
say.
to have stopped this up. It's
No, it's
just
great.
that
Yeah.
tools to track the cluster are incredibly and to track things, which I think is really what's on Cadrax's mind. How hard it is to track things. The green ropes are incredibly hard to track, and any kind of advantage of locations.
Also, just quickly speaking, as a mystery writer, that's evidence that you've got.
It is.
Maybe we should invest in some latex gloves if we're going to be
Not
crime
a
solving.
bad idea.
I do not possess your human fingerprints.
Then you're great.
Eckland, those sirens are getting a little bit close for my comfort.
We're driving, aren't we?
moving out.
I said I did my life like
They've been
Well,
driving.
driving and
you
talking.
said you were about to pull out, and then Cadrax was like, "Well, wait a minute." So I didn't.
Well,
know
I
if
was.
we actually
I
did.
assumed I was driving through all of that.
Okay, sure.
I left.
So-
I immediately.
You pull out, yeah, and the landscape around here, it's local roads, stop signs, traffic lights, and sort of very light pedestrian traffic, like I said, you kind of zip back towards the expressway.
We need to get to the ferry, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh boy, so we can lose them before we get to a ferry.
If Jake, if you want to put up the total city map, it's like, there are a whole bunch of ways that you can actually get, from Mur Island to, back into Baronsdale. They all involve either going through Avalon or sailing across the water somehow. I guess you can go up and around through New Jersey or something, but that would still just take you to, back through Avalon again. I said New Jersey. Oh, well, I guess it's New Jersey. It's like that. Yeah, she's Mur Island. You can see there's the ferry there. And then on the total city map, it's like you can see the Mur Island ferry. There's also, you took the Zodiac craft from the Cove Pier over, to the marina in Baronsdale in a few, last season. There are the bridges that go into Jersey, so you can catch that bridge up from Mur Island and try and go up and around. But I don't know, that makes your trip a lot longer.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's up to you. So it's like, if you want, you head back to the ferry. You would have to go up through Avalon and then down through Baronsdale.
Mm-hmm.
That should all be perfectly fine since they sent an SOS and don't have a description of our vehicle.
Yeah, we were
drove
parked
away
a block
from
away.
Before the people who were chasing us ever witnessed what vehicle we were getting away in.
Mm-hmm.
So you're headed for the ferry.
Yeah.
Hide in plain sight.
Drive normally, abide by all the laws of traffic unless something starts to get dicey, we're just going to try to drive inconspicuously.
Yeah, sure. And
I do want someone, though, I think while we're driving, Benny is going to ask, so you want to make sure, see if there's all of the things that we took, is there any sort of tracking on any of them? And our new passenger, just, in case of other ways to know where to look for us, because they seem to have resources. If the phone, because we have a phone, don't we, that's not ours? Like, is there tracking? Is there GPS tracking in that? Can we disable all of that? I'm driving, I can't do anything, so I'm just announcing
You're driving. Eckland is Well, I mean, you can try and turn off the GPS in that phone that you stole from that cluster operative, but I don't know if you all have ever heard of traffic cams, but the police have lots of ways of finding us and tracking us down. So I don't know how much difference it's going to make, but guess it could be worth a shot.
I say we just book it.
I think that is
Right.
decent.
All right, and
So we need to blow out the traffic cams?
That would also be helpful.
Could. Could.
I mean, they presumably have lens, like they're designed to handle, like they're part of the infrastructure of the city and can handle the normal weather, so they're weatherproof. But I don't know if they're Cadrax proof.
You can try and take them out, but of course, then they'll probably just follow the line of traffic cams going out. So give it a shot, I guess. And, Eckland's like, but I told you, none of this is going to matter in the end.
I have a proposal, and please bear with me as it has been something that I've been considering for a little bit of time. I recognize that my own life support is rather low at the moment, but if I could put out a burst of electromagnetic force using the light power that I have, which is essentially power from my own external and internal shell powers, that I could perhaps disable a lot of the traffic cameras, as you call them.
It would be infinitely more effective for you to do an electromagnetic disruption than for me to attempt one with mechanical waves, yes.
Okay, now please understand that this will be categorized as a stunt, and this is something beyond my normal capabilities, but I will do what I can.
Yeah, oh, sorry, looking for electromagnetic control.
Honestly, my butt just started Googling it, and I was like, you know what, this kind of aligns with my already existing, so
no, I mean, you have a great, Liz's powers.
Right?
Yeah, it looks like this is a form of energy control. So yeah, that would be a stunt for you, which will cost you a point of determination. And
I'm gonna take it from the community determination.
Yes.
Sure. So that brings you down to 3. Thank you, community, for that. And it
Thank
looks
you,
like we're $70 from the lore drop. So if you can get us there, would be much appreciated. If not, we super appreciate everything you have done, as always. So that's a stunt. And I assume you are going to, activate, Strangely Protective.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's an easy apply. Okay. Energy control, I think, works by.
Probably should have had icons pulled up at the same time.
Let's just make it as a roll on your blast level.
Okay.
Your blast level, your burst level is
Plus
5. Okay.
9, 10, 11. 11.
11.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's okay. That's a major success. No, that's a massive success. So, as the van is driving through this Myrrh Island neighborhood of what did I call it? Dunhaven. You let off this massive electromagnetic pulse, and it just spreads through the neighborhood. And I'm going to say that since it was a success of 5 points, I'm going to say 10 to 20 blocks based on the benchmark table. That
not going to be a line of cameras. Hey.
Yeah, that's going to fry every traffic cam in a radius of about, I'll just say 20 blocks. That you can hear the sirens in the background, but they all still seem to be headed to the church. They do not seem to be getting closer to you now. You can kind of hear them sort of dissolving, into the background noise and the road noise. And that 20 blocks, will easily get you back to the expressway. And you start making your way, down the expressway. And you come to the parking lot for the Myrrh Island Ferry, and you take your way through the parking lot, and then you can, what happens is you drive onto the ferry and you can park your car there, on the lower level. And Yeah, and Eckland sort of looking around. He's like, well, this should be a fun trip. Nothing like a nice day at sea. And he kind of crouches down and, sits in the back looking very nervous. And the ferry, just sits there at the dock.
How does Dog react to Eckland? Because I've noticed that they are much better judge of character than the human, respectfully.
So Dog is in the van? You did bring Dog? I can't remember. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Dog
because
is squeaking on their toy.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's canon.
Yeah. Dog is just kind of sitting on the other side of the van, like at the opposite side from Eckland. Yeah, and it's just sort of like, just sort of sniffing at him, but
all right, we haven't reached full growl. Good.
So do you want to call our new friend and let him know we're attempting to be on our way?
Are we, though? We have been stationary inside of this ferry for quite some time now.
Like, attempting to be on together.
Eckland's like, did anybody bring the ferry schedule with them? When does this thing leave?
I'll look it up really quickly.
Okay. You know what? That's public information, so I will not make you roll for it. And essentially, it's like you've got 10 minutes until this ferry departs.
Are we concerned about interference with this police force?
Mm-hmm.
I have exhausted my own personal resources, and I am quite tired. I will just sit next to Dog and recharge myself by patting their head.
How far of a drive, like how time-wise from here to the bridge? Just as, not saying we're going to, but like just to have the info.
The trip is about, the ferry trip takes about half an hour. Then depending on traffic, the drive from the other side of the ferry to the bridge, is, I don't know, 10 to 30 minutes, depending on how heavy traffic is. It can make a huge difference. It's not very far, but,
Yeah. So here's the thought. We can sit here hidden for 10 minutes and hopefully take off in 10 minutes. However, we are cornered. Or we drive, no we're moving, no we're not cornered, but it will take about as long. But we'd be out in the open. Pros, cons to either, but...
Yeah, so they don't know that this vehicle was near the church because we did the EMP blast.
Are we listening to the radio? Have we heard anything?
Oh,
like,
yeah,
have
that's
they
a good point.
identified
Yeah,
us
let's
yet?
just listen to the radio. Yeah.
I thought it got turned on like right away, and then we forgot about it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, if you go back to listening to the radio, you kind of hear, it's like traffic counts are down, it's a witness at the scene reports a van speeding away. We have a model as some kind of bard, no year, and I guess we've never discussed this. What color is your van?
We haven't made it fun yet, I don't think, so it's probably pretty bland at the moment.
Say it's just...
Statistically speaking, I think the most common car color is silver. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is a silver van. Yeah, and a van, gray, silver, or white. The witness is not certain. Be on the lookout and post cars on, at toll booths, bridges, and the ferry.
Perhaps we should leave the van here and retrieve it at a later date. Proceed on foot on the ferry before they think to shut said ferry down.
That's not a bad idea.
We abandon it?
Yeah, the only thing
Temporarily.
is, if they find it and decide that it's the one they're looking for, we
might either be in it or not in it.
Yeah.
Okay, they got no license plate in that report that we just heard,
No
right?
license plate.
Listen, I'm thinking, I'm cooking up kind of an interesting thing. We need to get Eckland to my office. That's priority number one.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
You all I don't know how much I can help with that in terms of phasing through public transportation and you know, in terms of sort of this kind of specific plan and defending Eckland. What if I drove the van around and got the cops off of our tail? They got nothing on you. They got nothing on a couple folks going except for Eckland. They probably know what Eckland looks like. But I can buy us a little bit of time and get that ferry going.
And I can buy cheap sunglasses from a drugstore on the corner. And perhaps a hat.
What is that purpose?
Disguise Eckland and make him look less like himself.
That would be fun.
And if you get pulled over, you're just a guy in a van.
Yep.
That matches their description.
This is the most popular color for this type of vehicle.
Yeah, you hope you're the third or fourth one they've pulled over and that that's pretty good, actually.
Let us perhaps unload the pieces of equipment we can carry so that if they search your vehicle, there is nothing suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
Is
that makes sense?
Suspicious and or all of the nails that we might have?
Yeah.
Okay. We do not have a lot of time, but I will see what I can carry inside the IKEA bag that the dog will not be using.
Yes.
That's a good idea. And I'm gonna pull the police scanner out. This is probably like suspect, 0. So yeah. Okay, here you go. We'll put that in the IKEA bag. All the items. I'll put the grappling hook in the IKEA bag.
Okay.
Split stuff too.
Yeah, absolutely.
That fits in pockets.
If they're searching your person, it's time to use them. And besides, you can always phase to get away.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I'm not too worried about it.
I'll be honest, I thought you were about to just ghost drive this car around and I was also super here.
Can you do that?
Yeah, we've just established that he can phase through the car, which means you can bring it with you, can't you? It's an item.
Yeah.
I think I need that.
Yeah. Wait a second. Actually, that's not okay. Don't worry about me. Just don't worry about me.
You'll be great.
I think it'll be fine.
Okay. Let's go for a walk.
Okay, so Vion, you are taking the van, and you were just gonna drive around, to try and draw police attention. The three of you are taking Eckland and Dog and headed onto the ferry to just try and just calmly go back like normal people. That's what's going on. Perfect.
As I always am. Normal.
Yes. Yeah, very much so. Sam Delev, my favorite. Yeah. So, okay, let's start with the three of you and Eckland. You get out of the van and head on up to the deck, I guess, where people hang out on the ferry. And it's kind of like, there's part of the deck that's outside where you can sort of, stand over the water and, see the view and see the, the harbor as you go by. And then there's kind of a little sheltered part of it for days where it's raining or snowing that's got a door, it's heated inside where, it's because people commute back and forth on it and stuff. So it's for rainy days and snowy days, there's that sheltered part. Where do you want to be? You want to hang out on the deck or do you want to hang out in the sheltered part?
We'd probably want to be out of direct line of sight in case they send someone on to search the ferry. Theoretically, they're looking for the car, but we don't know if they're going to walk the decks too. So probably sheltered area.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you open it up and you walk in and it's it's kind of this depressing, kind of smelly place, kind of smells like the sweat of 1,000 commuters. It's there are a couple of people just sitting there staring out the windows, a couple of people talking, reading books, headphones, stuff like that. Nobody really kind of seems to pay any attention to you. So yeah, what do? You just kind of sit down and chill?
I mean, Ula's, if like Eckland or Declan is still cool with like holding on to Ula's hand, they've been like guiding them, like pulling them through places and like grilling them about, so when you had my ship, did you attempt to insert the coordinations for our current location to determine if that was going to open it? Because I have been experiencing a lot of issues and I have not experienced a lot of success with trying to access the inner core of my own ship, and it has been quite some trials, let me tell you, because I will tell you if you're ready to listen.
Make a willpower roll. Let me find my Eckland character sheet. Wow, I haven't needed this in a while.
Oh, and I thought the man had no character.
Hey!
Oh! Sam DeLev will be here all week, folks, and please don't forget to tip your waiter. Okay, so where's my Eckland character sheet? I thought I had prepared this for this, but I cannot seem to find it. I'm just going to give him an average amount of willpower. So what did you get?
7.
7. Well, with his average amount of willpower, which would probably be higher, that is enough. And he's sort of like, I would love to talk about your ship with you.
That would be brilliant. Please sit down here with me.
Yeah, and
like again, dragging.
Yeah, and he kind of lets you drag him over, and he kind of like looks around, and he's kind of nervous and like on the lookout, but he sits down. So, how have you been enjoying Earth?
It has been neutral. The individuals, some that are presently in this area, have made the experience quite lovely. I do believe had I only come here to accomplish my prime directive, that I would have been able to do so within 5 to 10 years, and then I could have left to continue my prime directive on other planets. But since I have been unable to accomplish my own tasks, I have learned to change and branch out and evolve. It is strange to evolve when my own physical pieces remain the same, and it seems like my internal pieces are changing and adapting. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. I would expect, based on my examination of your ship, that you have an unlimited capacity to evolve. In fact, I was able to form some designs based on the technology in your ship that can evolve human beings, to give them powers beyond the imagination. I've made it work at least once before.
That is interesting. You're humans. We consider to be rather primitive.
I'd imagine you would. And we are the worst. Killers.
Yes. I struggle with that part of your population. The torture, the execution, the need for domination and control. I do not understand why you are not so peaceful. Vion and Benny have tried to talk to me about this, but the laws that exist in this world, they do not make sense to me.
It's in the nature of our species. It's in the nature of so many species on this planet. Just to kill, to dominate, to want to be the controller of every niche in every area.
I want the squeaky toy.
Oh. Oh wow! Apparently, we're only $40 away from the lore drop. So thank you, folks. God, I would love to get this one on the record. I love you.
Also,
thank you.
It is very canon that Ulez's EMP pulse does not disable any pacemakers.
Well, it didn't disable the police scanner, so it had to have been a targeted frequency disruption and not an EMP.
Yeah, I kind of assume that the level of power that you exert is that you only affect, like sort of like the way Cadrax can only affect like what they want to. It's like the level of your success means you accomplish what you want to accomplish, as opposed to just letting off a massively powerful blast.
They learn from Cadrax. They learn from the best.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that is yes. Nobody's nobody's pacemakers or
No, the
life-saving
ferry
equipment
would have
went
been
off,
shut
yeah.
down. Everything would have been shut down. It wasn't an EMP like an EMP, y'all.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I didn't even see that going on. People. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. I can't really monitor the chats very closely during games, so I'm sorry if that was worrying people. So yeah. And okay, where did we leave off? What was the last thing you said to him?
You were just saying every species on the planet was horrible, and then dogs squeaked
yes.
a toy.
Yeah.
And like, we'll just kind of turn their head at that and like look back at Cadrax like, that can't be the truth.
You should get out of here. You should find a ship or fix your ship and get off this godforsaken hellhole.
I have made friends. I have made real connections beyond merely prime directives and educational purposes. I can't abandon this.
If your friends are human beings, I'd keep an eye on them.
They're gonna sit back and like really, really kind of absorb that. Like, human beings.
No one can be trusted. Not even me. Especially not me. And while you're having that conversation with Eckland, let's zip over to Vion Vigor, who is tooling around Mur Island in a 1989 Bard Traveler minivan. So yeah, Vion, what are you doing? You're just kind of like driving aimlessly, or
no. I'm kind of driving back a little bit in the direction of the church.
Okay, yeah, and you sort of head back right towards. Why can I not remember the name of this town? Which I named Dunhaven.
Dunhaven.
Yeah, you head right back towards Dunhaven, and you pull off that expressway again into those local streets, and they are just swimming in cops. I mean, there are every street you look down has got patrol cruisers going everywhere, and it doesn't take very long until in your rearview mirror you just see lights coming, sirens on, and you hear that little speaker thing is like, pull your car over to the side of the road, pull over now.
I'm gonna keep going.
You're gonna keep going? Yeah. Okay. Do you just keep going? Do you speed up?
It's one car right now. Let's get a couple more.
So far, it's one cruiser.
Let's get a couple more.
Oh God, yeah. Okay,
you're upping your GTA stars first.
Let's just get it
up.
Oh
my God. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so you just keep going, and you can hear like through that voice, it was like, pull your car over now, and the police cruiser like zips up like next to your window, and you see the cop like through the window like,
I can't hear you.
and he like kind of
Ian's got the music blasting, like, I can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
What are you listening to, just out of curiosity?
Oh, that's a great. I mean,
off your phone because we don't have a tape deck.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah. Does the radio work?
Yeah, that's right. No, the tape deck doesn't work. We tried that at the end of last season. Thank you, Sam DeLev.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's
so
the radio.
If this is me just playing something off of my phone as loud as I can, which probably means putting my phone in a cup holder to kind of make it louder.
You put it in the dash with a speaker towards the window. The dashboard window will, yeah.
Yeah, I'm no Doc D'Alto, but one or two things I know about how to make a speaker go a little more loud. I've got something. I'm definitely playing something geared up. So when they pull me over, they'll hear it.
Okay. All right, yeah. You're not going to pick a song? Hang on, I just got to do a quick thing here. If you want to pick a song while I'm doing a quick thing, you have like 10 seconds.
I know it's playing. It's not a song. This is just a little trick I do every so often if I do get pulled over. I don't get pulled over all the time, folks. But when I do, this is a real life thing I do.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
What are you playing?
Okay, so are there now like at least 3 cop cars that are kind of interested in
okay.
my...
Yeah, I will say, like, as you know, you are doing your, I can't hear you. Yeah, the cop's picking up his thing, and suddenly you can see, like, behind him now, there are just like a whole bunch of cruisers, like, because, like I said, they were down every street, and like you could just see them skidding out, and it's like, have you ever seen the Blues Brothers? It's like the ending of the Blues Brothers. You just got this like tail of cars behind, like, police cars, just like chasing you. That just goes all blocks down now.
Great, that's what I want.
They have all essentially like come up behind this original cruiser, and the sirens are just blaring at you. You see lights, a zillion lights in your rearview mirror.
Okay, great. So at this point, I will pull over, and I will wind down my window, and I'll just wait patiently.
Yeah, and you pull over to the side, and like the car screeches, and like all the cop cars just come, and they like just like surround your car, and the cops like jumping out, like they're pulling guns and like just surrounding, and pulling, they're doing their thing, and like that original officer who was chasing you, he comes up and he knocks on the window. Did you say you roll down the window?
Yeah, I'll have it roll down. I'll pre-roll down.
Yeah, and he walks over, and you can see from his name tag, he is Officer. Let's give him a name. His name is Officer Rose, and Officer Rose, who we can say is played by Christian Bale in his like big toughy guy mode, kind of walks up to the window, and he's just, he's got his hand on his firearm, and he cautiously approaches, like, step out of the vehicle.
Okay. All right. Do you want me to turn off? And I've got a meditation tape playing.
A meditation tape.
And like really like non-specific, just like describing like the ripple in a pond or something, and just some like ethereal keyboard noises.
Step out of the vehicle.
Oh yeah. Hey man, I'm right there with you. I'm right there. I gotta take my belt off. I was driving with my belt, keeping it safe, keeping it real safe.
And you take off the belt?
Yeah. I was like, hey, can I get your? By the way, my name's Vion. What's your name?
My name is Officer Rose, Vion.
Officer Rose. Beautiful name. Beautiful name. Beautiful officer. All right, here we go. Clasp. I'll take off the belt. All right, I'm gonna step out of the vehicle real quick. I'm gonna step. Do you want me to? I'll keep that playing.
Wow, I think we unlocked the lore drop. Oh my god, thank you so much, everybody. Yeah, I'm super excited about this one too. Wow, thank you. I was like so concerned. I was like, hey, I was like, if we don't get it in, we don't get it in. It's but it's like, oh my god, it's such a good one. Thank you so much. We are super grateful. Like I said, that is our Feed the Cast fund, and look at these starving faces. Well, I mean, okay, I don't know if any of them are actually starving, but
yeah,
like,
I was literally eating cookies on stream.
Yeah, some of them are actually eating right now, but metaphorically. But they are, okay. So yeah, you are.
Yep. So then I'll just step out while it's playing in the background.
And he's just like, he kind of reaches into the car and clicks it off. Oh wait, what's it playing on? It's playing on your phone?
Yep.
Okay. So he reaches into the car and he picks up your phone, and he kind of starts hitting at it, and he's like, "Turn this off," and he hands it to you.
Okay. And I'll go ahead and just unlock my phone, fiddle with it a little bit, and then I'll just put it in my pocket.
Get down on the ground.
Okay. I would prefer to dust it a little bit, before but yeah, of course. Yeah. I'll go ahead and just kind of like kneel down a little bit, and then I will start kind of like brushing the ground of some pebbles and stuff before I get down fully.
Hey, stop moving. Stop that. Stop what you're doing.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, Officer Rose. Okay, I'm just clearing up a little bit. I don't want to get any pebblies in my clothes,
Yeah. The worst thing that happens to you today, consider yourself lucky. And he starts like patting you down, and he pulls your wallet from your pocket. You have a wallet, right?
Yeah. Because I have like my subway pass and everything.
Right. Okay. I just didn't know if you had like brought it with you, on this excursion or not. So it's like, and he kind of opens it up. He's like, let's see, Mr. Vion Vigor, is that right?
That's right.
Of Fort Trumbull.
Yeah.
What are you doing here, Mr. Vigor?
It's a beautiful day, officer. I'm going for a drive.
Going for a drive. Where are you driving to?
Nowhere in mind. I was just kind of driving around, checking out the sights, seeing, the cityscape from different angles.
Where are you driving from?
Just driving from the city,
You came all the way out from the city to drive around Dunhaven to see the sights? And he kind of looks around, and it's like this dumpy neighborhood, like garbage in the, the street, and kind of, like I said before, it's like this kind of old looking dumpy neighborhood.
You caught me. I'm a little bit of an Avalon boy. I'm a little bit outside of my comfort zone right now, Officer Rose. I don't wander too far from my sort of my yoga mats and my organic food restaurants, and so. Yeah, this isn't exactly what I had in mind. I just thought I'd go to some beach or something. I haven't been out here in a while, so.
Well, you just stay here a moment, and he kind of reaches back and he cuffs your hands behind your back, and he's like, "We're gonna go look through your car if that's okay with you."
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. We have your permission.
I got nothing to hide. Go ahead.
Okay. And he kind of gives a signal to the other officers, and as they kind of swarm on the car, we're going to cut back to the ferry, which is pulling in Lower Avalon. And you get to the other side, and the ferry docks very slowly and kind of pulls in. I would
like to have called Steve.
Oh, sure, yeah. And while you're on
riding, yeah. It's like find a bathroom or something, or like off on the edge or out like on the outer area or something where there aren't people.
Sure. Say just before you're docking, you slip away from the crowds, and there's not really much of a crowd,
would Cadrex or Ulez like to also be a part of this phone call? Because I feel like we should let him know, but I can just go do it. But if there's anyone who had anything they would like to, you can come with as well. I'm not
really likes to greet people, but beyond that,
I'll let him know you say hi.
We greet them.
But yeah, I'll go ahead.
If you'd like to take Dog, actually, I think they would enjoy feeling the wind.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, me and Dog will go for a walk around the outside. I'll give Steve a ring.
How did the dog know?
She's really good at her job.
Yeah. Oh my God. We'll put her on the payroll.
You hired the right dog. That was actually even that dog.
Yeah, I mean that is the canonical dog. Wow, I'm really impressed with Dazzler. Dazzler's going into the IMDb when we make a page for this show. Yeah. And it rings once and quickly picks up Steve.
Hi. So we're on the ferry, vehicleless, on our way back to Avalon. Correct? Is that where we're headed?
Yeah. You have the package?
Mm-hmm. Where we were not given a lot of follow-up instructions.
Well, you were supposed to bring him back to Vion Vigor's place, but if you have no vehicle, and do you mind if I ask what exactly happened to your vehicle?
One, Vion Vigor is drawing attention away from us, so we're gonna have to keep an eye on that too, I think.
Yeah, so will I think. All right, I'm gonna send. You know what? I'm gonna go myself. I'll meet you. Let's say I will meet you at the ferry lot, the parking lot for the ferry. In how long do you think you're gonna dock?
It looks like 5-10 minutes, maybe.
Great. I'm on my way right now. I will be there as soon as possible. Just try and keep out of sight.
We will do our best. And she'll hang up.
Yeah, and he hangs up. And the ferry docks.
I will walk Dog around do a loop a couple of times around the edge just to get some sunshine and fresh air.
Yeah, and you're walking around, and it's.
I forgot to say Ulez said hi. My bad.
Yeah, it's a nice day. It's a little cool. It's cool November. Kind of. You are now kind of in the late afternoon or early evening. Yeah, you can see out over the bay. You can see the Statue of Freedom in the harbor. You can see the islands. That you passed. Where the prison island was, Bray Island, and those. It's just a kind of calm, relaxing moment, which is something you have not really had in a day or so.
Well, yeah, a bit, a minute.
Yeah, it's you're having another one of those weeks, I guess. And the ferry begins to dock, and let's say your friends, come out from the interior as you see the docking, and you are all reunited together on the edge of the ferry where it's going to dock, and it kind of comes in very, very slowly, and then finally, there's like a whole docking procedure, and then some employee comes along and removes a chain to let you all walk out, and you walk out and you enter into the ferry terminal. And as you
I
walk,
do want to keep an eye out for anyone who is looking around, because they did send out a hey, watch the ferry and stuff, and they might have had people on this end too. So I just want to keep an eye out for anyone.
Roll. Yeah, make an investigation roll.
Who just they might be anyone who looks like they're looking out.
No, it makes sense. It's a good.
Can I burn a determination to use can't turn the camera off for observation?
Yeah.
Okay. And
we've got precedent for that, so
yeah, I'm at
that brings you down 0. Okay.
Yeah. I'll use it for the +2.
So you have 0, and Ulez has 0, and Vion has 3, and Kadrax, you have 2 or 1? 1. Okay.
That would be 8.
8. Okay. You look around, and it's like there are ferry police, who just are kind of always there. They're sort of glorified security guard types. And you can see that there are PRPD also, and it looks like a heavy presence, but they don't seem to really be doing much. They're just kind of standing around eyeing the crowd, giving those cop tough guy looks that they always do.
I will point them out to my crew and just we'll probably try to keep Declan in between us, or just to keep, try to obscure the face. I think Kadrax went to go find sunglasses at one point. I don't know if that ever went through or.
Oh yeah, did we get him a disguise? Was that what happened?
If that's I mean, yeah,
we played that.
We said it, so
All right. We'll say he's got a nice pair of big, heavy sunglasses.
He's in a jacket, or has taken his jacket off or something, so he's not in what he was
last.
You know how
some of our friends do it at cons to be not noticed.
Yeah, and you walk through the terminal, and you've made it most of the way to the door. You can see the parking lot just beyond the door. There are a couple of cops standing right, kind of along the door. They do not seem, to be paying any special attention to you. And Eckland's just we're not going to get out of here. They've got us surrounded. We've got us surrounded. And he kind of starts Declan. Nervously, kind of pushing his way back from the door. He's like, we gotta find somewhere to. Yeah.
I just want to grab him around the shoulders and just he's probably taller than me, and just kind of get him around the shoulder and just be like, Declan, I need you to just take a breath, okay? I'm gonna keep walking forward and just get a firm hold on him, but talk to him very gently, just breathe, okay? Just look at your feet and just keep frickin' walking, okay? Can you do that for me? And I'm just gonna keep moving him.
Make a willpower roll.
Oh boy.
Oh, of course, your willpower's through the roof, but yeah, okay.
I was gonna ask to burn another one. You're stubborn as a mule, but I don't have any.
There's 3 points of community determination.
Do you want me to use it?
I think 2 of us have already used some today, so whatever you do is totally worth it.
Okay, stubborn as a mule. Can I take that? We are brute forcing our way through this, and I want him to calm down. Okay. Okay. 13.
13. Wow, I rolled my first 6 that I've rolled in several games, but that still gives you a major success. So Eckland is sort of just like, okay, okay, gonna hold it together, I can do
Yes,
this.
you are. You're doing
I
great.
can do this.
Mhm.
Not really
Look up. Look at there. There's a really cool bird. Just point at it. Look at it. It's pretty neat. And we're gonna, as we walk past a cop, and like.
Yeah, and you make your way towards the door. We're going to zip back over to Mer Island, where Vion is in cuffs on the ground, and the cops are all kind of murmuring to each other, and he comes back. Officer Rose comes back over to you and is kind of picks you up off the ground, and he starts undoing the handcuffs. It's like, all right, you're clean. But I'm going to tell you, your car matches the description of a person of interest in a crime that we are investigating.
Oh.
So, and he kind of starts scribbling in a pad. I'm going to be submitting your name to the Port Ruby Police Department, and you might get a visit from a detective.
Yeah, that sounds good. Listen, Officer Rose, that's right.
That's right.
This is so embarrassing. I swear I'm not trying to make a big thing of this. I'm a mystery writer, and I'm kind of working on like a new sort of like police procedural thriller. And this whole thing, I'm just driving around trying to crack the next story beat, and suddenly you come in, and I'm just like, I got it. I just got it. Is there a chance that maybe I could get your card or something, just so I can maybe take you out for a cup of coffee and just pick your brain about this?
Make a willpower roll.
Okay. Can I throw a performance on top of this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Okay, wonderful. That was as high as I could have possibly rolled, so that's going to end up being an 11.
Oh, wow. See, that's as high as I could have possibly rolled, too. It's like, but that will still give you a moderate success. So, yeah, he's sort of just like, mystery writer, eh?
Yeah.
You written anything I would have heard of?
If you're a fan of some Dark Windows, perhaps. It was a film, and a couple of them made into movies.
I don't see a lot of movies.
Heady stuff that I'm trying to get away from. I want to talk about folks who are, doing the thing in the trenches, getting that full experience.
Well, I could tell you some stories. Here, and he kind of gets like one of those little card, like dispensers on his thing, and he hands it out to you, and it's, PRPD. It says Officer Noah Rose, and this doesn't change the fact that you are a person of interest in a crime and an investigation. But I'd be happy to tell you some stories, sure. And
Great, yeah.
I hear sometimes officers can get some sweet advisor money on those productions. So if you're looking for somebody to do that, I know a guy.
I think we're in business, Officer Rose. I appreciate it. And I want to dust off my hands and hold it out to shake his.
Yeah, and he gives you like a kind of nice solid handshake, and you get on your way, and
yeah.
I'd get right out of this neighborhood if I were you.
Yeah. I'm turning right around. I'm going home. I think it's been a day for me. And I would like to get into the van, and I would like to kind of like wave to them and start off.
Good day, Mr. Vigor.
As I'm driving away, I'd like to put his card on the dash and kind of just like look at it and be like, great, I'm definitely gonna be looking into you, Mr. Noah Rose.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I love that. Wow. You are a writer. We'll zip right back over to the terminal, and you are passing through the doors. And as you pass through the door, Ulez, you're kind of, motorcycle suit look. Are you wearing your cape right now?
Of course.
Yeah, okay. Helmet on, helmet off.
Helmet off. We haven't been back. Well, we've been back to Vion's, but not long enough for me to really think that I have to kind of redress. Yeah.
Okay.
Helmet off.
So, yeah, you're, motorcycle suit with, a big flowing purple cape look kind of catches the, attention of one of the police officers standing near the door. And he kind of walks over. He's like, excuse me. And he starts to walk over to you. He's
Yes, I greet you.
And he kind of looks over you suspiciously. Make a willpower roll.
No. I rolled a 1. 5?
5. We are.
I am going to keep walking with Declan. I'm going to get him away from the cops. And I'm so sorry, but
Hey, you got a mission.
mess up.
Primary objective.
You make a coordination roll.
Me?
Yeah,
Oh,
jeez.
okay.
your stealth roll to see if the cop notices you slipping away.
Where it's busy. It's a busy area. I keep going. Okay. Oh no, y'all. 5?
5. The cops. Just stop right there. Hey, please stop right there, Miss, Sir. And he kind of points at you and Eckland. We are looking for persons of interest in a crime that was committed on Myrrh Island. Can you tell me where are you headed right now?
May I make a power roll?
Please.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
Throw a gunshot crack on the ferry where we just were.
Throw a gunshot crack. Like kind of like throw a sound effect kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Is this in my range?
Yeah. I'm trying to decide if that should be a stunt or not. I feel like that should be a stunt. Since it's like such a specialized use of your power to create like a particular sound in a recognizable way. So
I mean, we can consider it a complex task, maybe?
okay.
I mean, either one works for me. Like, I'm
Yeah.
good. It's
You
fine.
can roll a complex task. You know,
right.
let's have a rule discussion after this, and we'll make a permanent rule for that going forward. But for now, call it a complex task.
my power's always going to be weird stuff, so it's always going to either be a stunt or a complex task, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, we'll call it a complex task for now. So just roll on your power.
Cool. I actually think this is a good time because I kind of care about getting this right. To spend my point of determination.
Sure.
Heck yeah.
This is uphold your oath?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, this is all just going to...
Yeah. I figure it's been more than, a couple of pages since you last used it, so you're not supposed to be able to use the same one
There's also sort of the environmental...
page,
there's a quality to, suspicious cops that I'm playing into as well. So, like a social environment.
Is there any other kind? Okay. So... Yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to sound like Eckland for real, but yeah. So
no,
how'd you do?
Yeah. So that's a 12.
12. Oh, yeah.
No, sorry, 11. It's only 11. It's 11.
I mean, either way, yeah, that's gonna way overpower the cops' awareness. So you send out your blast or the sound effect, and just it sounds like a loud crack, like a pop or a gunshot from a distance in a wide open spot sounds, and the cop just instantaneously just kind of just turns, and he's just he's like, wait here for me, and he just starts running back towards the ferry.
Are people running because that was a gunshot sound?
Yes.
Then we run with them.
Area. And it is pretty easy for you, I would say, to just slip into and disappear into the parking lot at this point. And as you are coming into the parking lot, Agent Steve pulls in, driving, a dark kind of, FBI guy looking sedan or something, and he sort of pulls to a halt right in front of you and kind of looks around and he's like, whoa. What's going on in there?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna close his door again and push him back in, and we're gonna get in the car.
Yeah, and you get in the car and you zip off. And you know what? I think that sounds. You know what? You zip off, and Vion, you are driving back to your place when your phone starts ringing from a number that your phone identifies as the Baronsdale Public Library.
Great. Once I come to a safe stopping point, I will answer it and put it on speaker.
Hey, Vion, it's Pete.
Pete. I can't tell you how excited I am to hear your voice. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. It's been a day, but a good day. How's your day been?
You know what I'll say? Fruitful.
Hey, that picture you sent me, where did you get that?
I got it underground at like a construction site sort of place.
I mean, it's fascinating. That writing, I'm still working on like translating it, but that's Old Norse.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, I'm only versed in New Norse. I'm not. That's a joke. I'm not.
I mean, it's super, super interesting stuff. It's, I mean, people thought the Vikings, they came and they landed up in Lanceos Meadows in Canada, but no one ever thought they made it down this far. But this could be a huge discovery. But that's not even the most interesting thing I found. I got stuff I got to show you. Can we meet somewhere?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to meet at my office?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I got the address from your card. I'll meet you at your office sometime tonight. How soon can you be there?
I'm on my way right now. So I don't know, probably take me about 40 minutes with traffic, I would say.
Then I'll see you there.
Great.
And we'll see you there next week. We'll find out what Pete's got to say first thing in episode 6. Oh my God. That was completely different game than I thought it was going to be, and it was amazing. Y'all are brilliant.
We did it.
Rick messaged me yesterday and was like, hey, just like not to spoil anything, but maybe you should brush up on how the driving stuff works. And I was like, oh boy, yes, I will. And then I didn't drive at all. I love that.
Picturing a completely different kind of escort mission here. Oh my God. And it's like, this was so much better. I am a very lucky GM, and y'all are brilliant. And thank you so much to everybody for unlocking the lore drop and everything tonight. We are, again, as always, incredibly grateful to you. So it's already 8 o'clock. Real quick, let's go around the table and tell the good people where they can find you, starting with Omar Najam.
Hi, I'm Omar Najam. You can find me at Omar Najam on Twitter, and I'll be putting up the next chapter 2 of Vion's book tomorrow morning up on the Discord. So check that out. And then Liz is doing readings. So thank you so much, friend of the show. Liz is just absolutely made my weekend getting to hear those words out loud, which was incredible. So thank you so much. That's it. That's me.
Be Zelda.
Hello. I am B Zelda. You can find me on Twitter as at B_Zelda. Add an extra underscore if you want to follow me on Instagram. I'm a podcaster. I'm a streamer. As far as podcasts go, you can absolutely catch me on the Power Play RPG podcast. You can find that wherever you listen to podcasts, as well as every other Monday. The Broadswords releases a new episode. We should probably be getting an episode released this Monday. Beyond that, Tuesdays, I co-host the Indie Showcase. Last week, we had Travis McElroy and some other wonderful humans like Aki on our show playing some Kobold Press adventures. And this week, I think it is going to be just GoJG_Jess, who is hosting a fantastic game. You should definitely check that out on the Roll20 Twitch on Tuesday. Oh gosh, what the heck do I do in my life? On Friday, I'm going to be on No Medic, where I'm playing a red panda bear. On Sunday of next week, right before Power Play, I play on the Kobold Press channel, where I am a Minotaur whose only goal is to get featured on Midgard's #1 place to visit for his beautiful hedge maze. And that's literally everything I do. I would never do anything more than that I'm absolutely forgetting to talk about.
I want to see you play a red panda bear.
I'm so excited. Hold on. I even have little panda ears. Like, perfect. Little bear ears.
That is unbearably cute.
Yes.
It is the best. I want to cross over with that character now.
Oh,
okay.
God.
Super powered red panda bear.
Don't do it.
Sandalev.
I mean, I appreciate that you're pandering to me, but nonetheless. Hi, I am a space cowboy, gangster of love, and Maurice, Sam Delev. You can catch me committing absolutely no crimes, getting all of my friends into trouble, and then getting them back out again, hopefully in that order. Throughout the interwebs, my Twitch has my full schedule. That's twitch.tv/Delevely, DELEVELY. You can also probably catch anything I missed on my Twitter at Tchaikovsky, CHAIKOVSKY. Rick Budd says that he's a very lucky GM, but we are the lucky ones. That and signing off for Dazzler. New star of Power Play.
Oh yes, Dazzler gets top billing from now on, and yeah, no, they're carrying me. Seriously, do not listen to them. Seriously, and of course, last but absolutely not least, the now freezing Caitlin Bruder.
Yeah, coming to you live from the middle of Minnesota in our 10 minutes to frostbite. You can.
That's such a good title.
10 minutes to frostbite. We'll add it to our list. You can find me on Twitter at KKAMABR for links to all things that I'm doing. But if you want to see me do more tabletop RPG stuff, you can catch me on twitch.tv/Rule of Lore on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific, where we play our homebrewed sci-fi super cipher game. It's extremely fun. And I'm going to try so very, very hard, but I might be a liar. I might be streaming on my own channel again this week, and we'll find out. And all those links will be on my on my Twitter page. I'm trying to have energy again. We'll see how that goes.
Thank you, Caitlin. I'm Rick Bud. You can find me here next week. I'm on Twitter, rbud913, and Instagram, or you can follow the show at PowerPlay RPG. And we will all be back here next week for episode 6. Wow, folks, that ends the first half of season 2, which is kind of crazy. It kind of barely feels like it's begun, and it's like, I can't believe, once again, just like last season, like, I can't believe we're halfway done already. It's like so much fun playing with y'all, and so on that, the theater goes dark and the after credit sequence starts. We are in Avalon on the Filbert Gorey Expressway on the Upper East Side, and we are in the back of a limo with Mayor Jan Lindell. And along with him is a security guard and an advisor who I would cast with Eva Mendes. And it is a super fancy limo, TV and a bar and a privacy screen that blocks them off from the driver. And the advisor is running the mayor's through his schedule. And she's saying, then at 3 o'clock, you've got a meeting with the Perfecto people. And the mayor rolls his eyes and he's, oh, God, what do they want now? And the advisor says they think Orson should have sole control over the electrical grid. And the mayor says, I don't think the power company folks are going to like that one bit. On the other hand, they didn't donate nearly as much to my campaign. So, and he kind of trails off as he's looking out the window, and he notices that the limo is going faster and faster until it's suddenly flying down the street at a dangerous rate of speed. And the mayor's just like, what the hell? And he presses the intercom button. He's like, driver, why are we going so fast? There's just no response. And he's, driver. And then he presses the button to bring the privacy screen down. And as it comes down, a cloud of red gas pours out of the front seat into the back. And the three of them try and cover their noses, but it is too late. The security guard and the advisor fly into a rage, and they leap across the seats at the mayor. And he tries to cower in the corner, but there's just nowhere to go. And the two of them just begin wailing on him mercilessly. And he screams in fear as the car careens off the road and smashes head on into a guardrail as we cut to black. See you next week. Thanks for playing with us.